Hello, everybody. Welcome to your week 3, day 3 stream.
Welcome to your week.
I forgot to mute the stream, so you're going to get a nice echo there in a couple seconds. Maybe you already got it, but it should be gone now. Like I was saying, week 3, day 3. I'm going to be your host, Plague. I've got my co-host here if you want to say hello.
Greetings, everybody. Chadwick here. Happy to get some sim action in tonight.
Absolutely. We've got a pretty good schedule of games here for you. 5 games across the minors and the majors. We got primetime number 5 coming up. So that should all be good. I do want to say we have some recent milestones. I always like to lead off my stream congratulating our milestone achievers. 350 walks for Gladys Varero. 1,750 strikeouts for Lizzie Mitchell. 1,500 strikeouts for Mio Hooper. And Right into Dirt. Xavier Crawford and Starscream each reach the 1,000 mark on the strikeouts, and Vader Page and Starstream will reach 1,000 innings pitched. Not too many possible milestones. We're looking out for Nick Fielder to get 3 runs. That'll be 600. Sam Antonio is 1 win away from win number 100. Allegra Macarena also 1 win away from 100. Jackie Toussaint needs 4 innings for 1,500 innings pitched, so we should see that one for sure. And Johnny Quest just needs 7 for 1,250 innings pitched. Probably see that one as well. With our players out of the way, I also want to give a big thanks to Double Dub, who got the milestones typed up for us. Want to give a big thanks to... Let me pop over to the right channel here. It looks like Poe is the one who got our updates and sim errors cleared out for us. Big thank you to Poe and to Enoch. And with all that out of the way, hopefully we've had enough time for people to trickle into the stream. I think we can jump right towards our first game. Flip you over to my desktop. I already did the first advance today. That always crashes, so we shouldn't get that here, but it wouldn't be the first time that the stream made a liar of me. There we go. Not a problem. We are leading the stream off with this Brew City Bears versus the Lemurs. Looks like our mod Dolores Clifton got a first prediction up. Thank you very much. It's going to be who will score first, the Bears or the Lemurs. Ooh, I'm coming in a bit louder than Chadwick. I should have done a mic test. That's on me. Let me take myself down a bit. Maybe to about here. And now I'll do a testing, 1, 2, 3, and then I'll send it over to you, Chad, and maybe we see if we get that a little more evened out. So testing, 1, 2, 3.
Here we go. Level check. How are we sounding?
Looks level on my audio mixer, but sometimes that doesn't always tell the truth. We'll look for NOS bass better. Could it still be a little better though, NOS? I could turn myself down another little fraction. Now we're good. Okay, perfect. Well, then your matchup preview here, it's going to be the lefty center fielder on the bump for Brew City. He'll be facing off against Rick Roll, the right-hander. Both with ERAs above 5. So probably not going to see guys pitching 7 or 8 innings here. The bats are definitely favored on the Lemurs side of things. Looks like Steve Gonzalez Jr., the right fielder for the Bears, is the only Bear getting the nod in the lineup. And with that, I'm not seeing any pings on Discord, so that must mean that everything is good, and I think we'll just jump right into Game 1. Here we go. Might need to take the game sounds down just a bit. See how that is. So it's going to be Ixon leading things off for us. Full count on the ground to third base. He beats it out for an infield hit. We'll send it over to Steve Gonzalez Jr. A little hit and run action. Ball gets past the first baseman, and since the runner was on the run, it'll be first and third now. No outs. Good RBI opportunity for Colton James, but he will strike out looking on 3 pitches. which will bring up Thomas Argent. Single on the ground into right field brings our first run of the game in, and it looks like we'll stay on the corners with one out now. Batter number 5 is Patterson, first baseman, a right-hander. That's going to be through the infield into center field for an RBI single. First and second, one out. Bears coming out swinging. They must not have liked that I said the Lemurs bats had the edge, but Payne will strike out. And now Rick Roll is an out away from getting out of it. And once all said and done, 2 runs on the board. Certainly not insurmountable for the Lemurs. It'll be, I think it's Josh Allen. Yep, Josh Allen, right-handed first baseman, who looks to start cracking away at the 2-run deficit. He will ground out to third, though, bringing up Carl Beatty Jr. That one tracked down by the center fielder. He was able to set up a tent under it, make the grab, and then strike through on Kruger. So a 1-2-3 inning for the lefty center fielder. Quick little prediction just to feel something. Looks like we have a new prediction. Will there be a run in the 8th? The answer is yes or no, as that one's driven to the center field wall. And it'll be a booming double for Hound Streamer. Already the 5th hit for the Bears through just 8 runners. 8 batters, that is. And then a walk for Leg. So one time through the order, that's 5 hits and a walk for the Bears. Make it a walk to Ixon to load the bases. No outs here for Gonzalez Jr. It's going to need to start finding some outs, or I think Rick Roll's night may be coming to an end. That's handled in center fielder. They'll test the arm, and it looks like the runner is safe. Good decision to go there by Streamer. He beats it out, and a run comes home on a ball not hit that deep. This one's on the infield, and he beats it out. I thought they had a chance to turn 2. Instead, they'll get none. And the base is loaded now with 1 out. Loud hit by Argent. Caught in medium deep center field. The throw is in. It looks like it beat the runner, and the tag. He's out. Bailed him out. That was the center fielder Ronberg, who will come up to bat now with a great throw from center field. See if the bat's as good as the glove. He sends it looping over the second baseman for a hit. It is the first hit for the Lemurs. And now he'll go and steal a base. He's doing it all. Hitting, fielding, stealing bags. See if he can get driven in now. McCannon gets him over to third. Gumby just needs to get one to the outfield, and it should be a run. That one might go past the outfield. It's deep. It's far into right field, and it's gone. 403 feet goes the home run off the bat of the lefty, Gumby. Having ourselves a game here in the minors. Offense is pumping to start us off. Denstro now. That should be an easy one. And 1 out left to work with. It's Javier Franco. Not able to beat it out, but the throw is bobbled. Throw off the mark, so they'll call that an error on the third baseman. And then he tries to steal, and he's caught there. Good play by the catcher, Argent, to gun him down. He was gifted the base on the error, and then immediately gave it back. Here's Patterson. Strike 3 on a full count. Couldn't catch up to the fastball. Here comes Payne. That's in the outfield. Will it be playable? Just shy of the warning track and grabbed out there and left. Here comes Gainey. Designated hitter is a right-hander, and he will send that past the shortstop for a line drive single. Through the infield. Streamer. Ground ball to the shortstop, gobbled up, and the throw is made to retire the sides. The bottom of the third now with Alaskan Bullworm. We'll take a walk. And as Charge plays over the speakers, there's a lazy fly out to left, and they try to backpick him. Throw is just a little late, they said. So there's a single into right. I'm going to turn down the game just a little bit more. There's a fly ball into center. Doesn't advance the runner. 2 on, 2 out. Here's the batter, Rondberg, and they will take the easy out at second base. Lemurs get some hits, but leave 2 stranded, still trailing by 1 run. And strike 3 on Leg. Walked his first time up. He's now 0 for 1 on the day. Ixon now with 2 hits and a walk on the day. He's been perfect at the plate. Gonzalez will wait. Bag stolen, and it gets past the shortstop, so he'll take an extra bag on the stolen base. RBI opportunity now for Gonzalez. That one did some weird OOTP things, but it results in an out. And this one looks like it's going to be a foul out. So despite getting to third on the stolen base, doesn't amount to anything. And here's McCannon with a strikeout. Now Gumby. Fly out on the infield. Shortstop takes charge, makes the play. And Denstra will strike out. So center fielder, not looking too worse for the wear after giving up 2 runs in the second. And it looks like League Jam to McBobface came in last inning in relief of the starter. Seems to be doing a bit better. Getting 2 quick outs here. Strike out and fly out. And now Xavier Payne will get a hit past the shortstop's glove. Bring up Gainey with 2 outs, batting .240. And it'll ground into a fielder's choice. They make the out at second, and the side is retired. Strike 3 to Javier Franco, brings up Bullworm. Walked his first time up. Deep drive here. That is caught. Like it might have just snuck out, but the right fielder was able to reach up and grab it. Give up a single to Allen. Keeping that right fielder busy. This one's on the ground. Could be 2. They'll just take the easy play at first because, of course, there's 2 outs. And here comes the 6th inning. With Hound Streamer, who will take a walk. Walk number 20 for Hound Streamer on the year. This should be extra bases as it's hit into the gap. He might head for third here. No, they will stay second and third with no outs. Top of the lineup, due up in Ixon. Grounds sharply to the third baseman, so no advancement for the runners. That one gets through the infield, though. They send 1 runner, and 2 are coming home. Called a 2-run single for Gonzalez Jr. RBIs number 38 and 39 for the RBI leader for the Bears. James now will beat out the single. And a deep drive by the catcher is handled out there in center field. Runner will tag first and third for Patterson. Make it first and second if the stolen base is good, which it is. I'm sorry, second and third, not first and second. And that's hit into the gap, so that should bring 2 home easily. The only question is, will he settle for 2 or go for 3? It's going to be a 2-run double for Patterson. Payne now will strike out looking, but 4 runs come across in this top of the 6th for the Bears. Greeted Ishioka out of the pen quite rudely. And now Yogi Budweiser is in the game to pitch for the Bears. He's got a 4.03 ERA on the year. Make it a little lower with that foul out. Ron Berg now, he has a hit in 2 tries. Skies this one fairly deep, but caught. And McCannon with 2 outs, striking out on the 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Up and in. We're into the 7th. I think I'll take us around the league now as Gainey strikes out. Let me wait for the scoreboard to flip over. There it goes. So Kansas City is leading Chicago 6-1. Both teams with 7 hits. State College Swifties up 2-1 over the Flamingos. Puerto Rico on the road is winning 6-0 in California. And Anchorage 0 to the Dillos 5 should get us through the minor leagues on the out-of-town scoreboard. Stretch time here in Louisville as Gumby sends one to center field. Now here's Denstro. We get a knock hit into right field. Javier Franco. He'll take a walk. Pitch count starting to get up there for Yogi Budweiser. And they'll bring in Jerry Riggs. Thinking the same thing I was. Gets his first out on Bullworm. Runner tags. Should easily make it to third on the fly out to right field. Now here comes Allen. That's hit sharply on a line to the left fielder. He's able to make the catch and retire the side. I had a late dinner, so I'm digesting a little bit. Here comes Ixon. Fly ball into left. Gonzalez Jr., the right fielder. Strike 3. And now James. Martin Kratt makes quick work of the Bears in the top of the 8th. Lemurs have 6 outs to play with. They'll need 5 runs to have a hope of coming back. Looks like this is going to be a strike 3 called, but the catcher not able to pick it up. He'll reach first on the drop 3rd strike. Kroger will strike out as well. And it's going to be 1st and 2nd now following the walk to Ronberg. McCannon on the ground to 3rd. The double play. 6-3. Stepped on the bag to get the lead runner. Made a strong throw across the diamond. It's one of the best opportunities the Lemurs have had in a while. All of our other minor league games have just concluded. Patterson now. Diving play by the left fielder. It's Kruger out there making a Gold Glove catch. Strike 3 on Payne. So it's Gumby, Denstro, and Javier Franco looking to extend the game. As the organ plays in the background, it's going to be an error. Fumble bumble. They call it a bad catch, I think. So it'll be an error on the first baseman. Diving play by the right fielder. Gonzalez Jr. is ready to go home. On the ground is short, so there's 2 outs. It's up to Bullworm. In the sky, center fielder comes in, and makes the grab. Just shy of the infield dirt. Bears win this one 7-2. Took a lead in the first inning and never gave it up. Won't spend long on this box score. We saw the game. It's going to be fielder taking the win, roll the loss. Steve Gonzalez Jr., though, is your player of the game. 2 hits, 2 runs, 3 RBIs, a strikeout. With our first day in, we'll hit a file and a save. We'll go around the rest of the league. Ranas deal the Firehawks a 6-1 loss. Standout batters here, it's got to be Cove with 2 hits, a run, and 2 walks. For Puerto Rico, for California, just single hit days. A hit and a walk, though, for Morgan, the only runner to reach twice. Maybe we'll take the win, Cove the loss, and Sox maybe is your player of the game. 6 innings, no earned. And in Dillo land, they shut out the Wheelers 6-0. So we have a new prediction up. It's Nashville versus NOLA in primetime number 5. Who will win? Straight up line, Nashville or NOLA? For Anchorage, the big bat was Cove. Had half the hits for the team, 3 of them. Meanwhile, for the Dillos, Bernard also had 3 hits, but he was able to cash in 3 runs to go with him. Miss Dirk will take the loss. Next, the win. Next is your player of the game, 5.2 shutout innings. So we head to Kansas City, where the Hepcats absorb a 6-1 loss. Oh, Kingpins absorb a 6-1 loss at the Evil Dictator X Jose 43 Best Friendship Ballpark. Hepcats got out hit 8-9, but they outscored their opponents. 3 hits, a run for Simmons the third. 2 hits, 3 RBI for Thriller. 43 will take the loss. Melgar the win, Jecker the hold, and Damian Thriller is your player of the game. And our last minor league box score on this first sim day, it's the State College Swifties taking down the Flamingos 3-1, 7 hits apiece. 3 hits for Catil. 2 hits, 2 runs, and RBI for Bear. Green takes the loss, Bones the win, T2 the hold, Kremlin the save. Robert Green is your player of the game. Despite getting the loss, he went 6.2, just gave up 2. And is our player of the game. So we'll hop up to the majors now. Start you off with an Aviators win, taking down the Vancouver Vandals 4-1. 8 hits each team. 2 hits, 2 RBI, a run for Fielder. A hit and 2 walks for Swerve Jr. Pitching, it's Jones with the win, Atov with the hold. Toadstool will get a save. Jackson the loss, and Walrus Jones, your player of the game, went 6 shutout innings, 7 strikeouts. Raptors and Surge. The Surge upend the Raptors 8-4. 2 hits, 3 RBIs, 2 runs, and a walk for Taylor, the first baseman for the Buffalo Surge. On the Raptor side of things, let's look at a hit and 2 RBIs from Cove. A lot of Coves in the league. A lot of Coves having good days today. Clifton will take the win. Montgomery the loss, and Darren Taylor is your player of the game. Hepcats, indeed. Took an extra inning to get this one done. Krabs put up 2 in the top of the 10th and take it home with the win. 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBI for Goose, my choice for the MVP of the game. 2 hits, an RBI, 2 runs for Longpipe. No decision to your starters. DePotson will take the win. Marvell a hold. Mitchell the loss, the blown save. And Swanson Goose is your player of the game. All right, in Toronto, the Pathfinders mow down the Voyagers 9-4. 2 hits, an RBI, a walk for Frankenstero. 2 hits, 3 RBI, 2 runs for Pilsudski. We paid EV2 with the loss, accept your welcome with the win, and Pilsudski is your player of the game here. Down in the Champions Conference, Lunar Base takes a win against the Sea Serpents. So Allison Chains, I think, was our top performer of the day. So let's find their line. 3 hits, 2 runs, 4 RBIs, and a walk. Getting that batting average back above 300. 2 hits, a run, 2 RBI, a walk for Hayes in the losing effort. Hypocrites will take the win. Cookie the loss. Allison Chains is your player of the game. Stars will drop the Rougarous 10-3. Win number 30 for the Nashville Stars. 3 hits, 2 RBI, a run for Sauve. 3 hits, a run for Goo. Pitching-wise, Cream will take the win. Silence. Loss number 11 on the year. Krispy Kreme is your player of the game. 8 innings, 3 earned. And in Death Valley, Scorpions will notch win number 7 in a row with a 4-1 win against the Demons. Nobody stands out on the Demons, but I got a hit, so good for Travis. Salmon Arms a hit, 2 RBIs, and a run in the leadoff spot for Death Valley. O'Quarters will take the loss. Jones the win. Petrovic the save. Giuseppe Jones, your player of the game, with 6.1 innings, 1 earned run, 11 strikeouts. And our last box score on the day, Cancun Toros take win number 50 and a 5-4 win against the Apex. Close one here. They walked it off, in fact, after the Apex tied it in the top of the 9th. Be a Jackson run-scoring single that was the walk-off hit. 3 hits and a run for Nitro. 2 hits, 2 hits, 2 runs, an RBI, a walk, a strikeout for Greenwall. No decision to the starters. Blown save for Chapler. Loss for McThumper. Penalty with the win. Ike Sampson is your player of the game. And that's your minors and your majors. We'll cross one day off our sim, and we'll get to tomorrow's quick sim, which looks to be a full slate of things. We'll hit our file save, and I'll send it over to my co-host for day 2's box scores.
All right, and I don't want to do on-air troubleshooting, but from time to time, it's pretty blurry on my end. I've done everything I can do, I think, to resolve such an issue.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to hop off here, and I'll just give you a call on Discord, and we'll see if that maybe switches our server and cleans things up. How's that sound?
Sounds wonderful.
All right, so stand by for just a moment, Twitch chat. Disconnect here. I'm going to click Chadwick. Let's see. We'll call him.
Let's see here. Let's turn that off. All right.
And you'll have to tell me if that's any better.
It is now, but who knows when gameplay starts. We'll see.
Yep.
Yeah, it's getting blurry on me again. I know when I was going with Naz. He had a similar issue, and he was able to switch something on his side.
Let's see. What can I do here?
But I don't know. Just my internet may just be really bad today, but I've killed everything I could kill.
Maybe if I drop the FPS, because I don't think you really need high FPS to look at box scores or even really see the OTP action.
No.
Is this any better?
Much better.
Okay.
That might have been the issue.
Just dropped the FPS from 60 to 30.
All right. Well, very good.
And I'll let you take it away with the box score.
All right, so box score time here in our sim day, and a late winner for the Surge as they beat the Raptors 5-3, even game, 5 runs to 3, 8-7 hits. We scroll down here for Buffalo, second baseman Calvivera with 2 RBI, and including a double, with driving in 2 of their 5 runs. And then looking at Boise, their top hitter also drove in 2 runs in Cove, the right fielder. If we scroll down too, that also catches my eye there. The Wizard with 2 stolen bases, up to 55 on the season. I guess same thing over there, 56 for Gonzalez on the other side. Pitching-wise, pretty 2 decent starts by the starting pitchers. Randall Jr. went 6 1/3, giving up 3. And Mize pitched 7 innings, giving up 2 runs, but both starters got no decisions. Choi with the win, Berger with the loss. And your player of the game was Casey Mize. Nope, and now we've gone blurry again. What on earth is going on? Let me see here. All right, it cleared up.
Okay.
So we'll just press on when we can here. Close game here. Pathfinders beating the Voyagers 5-4 on the strength of 4 runs in the first 3 innings. The Voyagers tied the game up in the top of the 4th, but the Pathfinders score in the bottom of the 4th, and there was no runs for the rest of the game. Batting-wise for New York, you've got Cove again. Cove having a big day, 1 for 4, including which must be, was it a double or a home run? Let's see here. Looks like it was a double in the 4th inning with 3 on that cleared the bases. And Toronto hitting another 3 RBI day there for the first baseman Larson, 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. Brinkley Jr. behind him going 2 for 4 with an RBI. And when we look at the pitching here, we got Gausman, kind of a rough start, 3 2/3, gave up 5 runs, took the loss. And Toronto on the other end, not much of a great start, but got the win with some support from the bats. What is that? Thrastarderson with the win. And then Maurer with the save, 15th of the year. Player of the game, Kevin Larson. Next up, we've got the Sloths beating the Providence Crabs 6-3. Looking at Providence's batting-wise, Fuse, the second baseman, 2 for 4. 2 for 4 for Benito, the catcher, and a 2 for 4 for Goose. Home run for Fuse, 18th of the season. Looking at the Sloths, everybody got a hit in the lineup except for the shortstop Fresca, but they only drove in those 5 runs on 2 from the leadoff hitter Albies. A home run for Lutz, the DH, and 3 stolen bases for Brown, the center fielder, who went 3 for 4. Pitching-wise, Meta takes the loss, giving up 4 runs in 4 innings. Dictator with the win, 6 innings, 3 earned runs. And Shepard gets the save, going 1 1/3, giving up just 1 hit. And your player of the game is Evil Dictator for that 6-inning start. Next up, Outer Banks in extra innings defeats the Vandals 6-5. And let's see who drove in that run there in the 11th. Will it show us?
Looks like Brooks.
Right there. Brooks hit a run-scoring single off serve. So Brooks there, I'm looking, must have been a pinch hitter, or am I blind? No, 9-hitter. Right there for Outer Banks. The shortstop gets the RBI game winner. Other highlights, Donuts with a double, Henry with a double, and a caught stealing for fielder. Looking at Vancouver, Hayes went 2 for 5 with 2 RBI in a losing effort. And then Brittles, the right fielder, also went 2 for 5 with an RBI. We go down to the pitching. We'll see how these staffs used in extra innings. A solid start for Hangman for Outer Banks, 7 innings and a no decision. Sox came in with a blown save, a bit of a rough one there. 1 2/3, giving up 3 runs, but all 3 unearned. But they backed him up. Williams goes 2 1/3, giving up no runs, getting the win. For Vancouver, Miller was your starter, giving up 5 runs in 4 2/3. And it was closed up in the end. Served up the extra inning loss. Player of the game, Hangman. Let's see. Here we go. It says Sims homers 3 times in an 11-4 win over the Toros. So I'm guessing Sims was your player of the game. 4 for 4 and 9 RBI. How about that? That is a day.
I'll say, jeez.
Season average up to 308 with 14 home runs, and 64 RBI. Elsewhere in this effort, we have let's see here. What do we got? We got Q 2 for 4, Wall 2 for 3 for Cancun. Indianapolis wise, Hammer, the center fielder, had a good day, 2 for 3 with 2 RBI. Take a look at the pitching. And your winner was Montagny, going 6 1/3 with 4 earned runs, and then a solid bullpen effort there, 2 2/3 of scoreless Cancun bullpen action. For Indy, Rizali gets the loss, only going 2 1/3, and then 3 other pitchers helped finish it up. Tony Sims, obviously your player of the game with that huge 9 RBI performance. And let's see, it says that Sims ties the championship regular season record for home runs with 3, and also tied the record for RBI in the game with 9.
Never had a 10 RBI guy, huh?
No. I think we'll get there someday. Death Valley gets a 6-2 win over Detroit. We'll take a look at the Death Valley batters. Max Power, 2 for 3, 3 RBI, with including 2 home runs and a winning effort. Looking at Detroit, pretty light on hits, only 5 in the lineup, but their DH, Gunk Jr., got 2 of those hits and drove in their only 2 runs. Looking at the pitching, Striker Jr., solid start, 6 innings, 2 runs. Scott got a hold, Clifton finished it up, and then for Detroit, batter, 3 2/3, giving up 5 runs, and then the bullpen did a pretty good job with Jackson and Williams pitching the rest of the game, only allowing 1 run, but their bats wouldn't allow them to catch up. Player of the game, Max Power. Nashville is a 5-2 win over the New Orleans Rougarou. It looks like they got most of their runs early in the game in the third and fourth inning. Looking at Nashville's batting, Yubua was 3 for 4 with 2 RBI, and Salamanca, the leadoff hitter, was solid 3 for 3, a home run, or not a home run, an RBI and 2 walks. Salamanca did have a home run, though, looking further down in the fourth inning. And a solid effort. New Orleans stringed together 7 hits, but only had 2 runs and RBIs from Stradley and Tulowitzki, the third baseman. Wow, good pitching from Nashville. 6 innings, 2 runs for Camden Jr., and then Rodriguez with a 3-inning save, which is my favorite type of save. And then New Orleans, Bay takes the loss going 0-14, unfortunately, raising that ERA to 6.48 on the season. Lalo Salamanca, player of the game. Lunar Space Rangers defeat the Sea Serpents 3-1. We'll take a look at Lunar's batting here. They were led offensively by Alvarez with an RBI, 1 for 5. Newman, 1 for 4 with an RBI. And Boyant, the shortstop, also cashed in a hit and scored a run. Home run from Newman, 8th of the year, with 2 outs in the 6th inning. Seattle, again, wow, only 4 hits. 1 by Jacob, the right fielder, 1 by Rochka, the left fielder, and 2 by Allard, the second baseman. So a very good start here for Indidirt. 8 innings pitched, 1 earned run. Record goes to 11-4 with a 3.04 ERA, and Marston gets the 1-inning save. Otani takes the loss, 2-9. What was a pretty decent, a quality start, and then Bouchard with 3 quality innings out of the bullpen. And your player of the game, obviously, in the dirt with 8 innings pitched, giving up that 1 run. All right, we'll head to the minor leagues where we have a high-scoring matchup with Anchorage beating the Dillos 13-8. Everybody in the lineup getting a hit except for the cleanup hitter and catcher McNeely, but 4 RBIs from Otash, the DH. Home run, 10th of the year for him. Looking at the Dillos, everybody in their lineup got a hit as well. Bernard, the second baseman, led things off, 2 for 5, 3 RBI. RBI is knocked in by Name, Mills, Whirlwind, Gordon, and Shrew with a home run from Bernard. Pitching-wise, Conus, 4 2/3, giving up 8 runs and a rough start. But the bats, really, they got him out of there, and the bats came alive, and Grimes got the win, and Kinsella got the save. And looking at the Armadillos, they used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pitchers, including, what is that, Blahaj, giving up 3 runs, getting no batters out. There's the highlight there. Bread takes the loss, but really can't blame him with all the other pitchers, getting kind of thwacked there. Player of the game, Sebastian Otage. Kingpins defeat the Hepcats 6-3 on the strength of 3 runs in the 8th. Looking at Chicago's lineup, Capone, the DH, going 2 for 5, but Davis, when you look down in the order, providing a lot of production, 2 for 4, 5 RBI, including 2 home runs, 1 in the 4th inning and 1 in the 8th. For Kansas City, it looks like they had 10 hits, but couldn't get enough runs scored there. Garbanzo with 1 RBI, Lawrence with an RBI, and Matthews with an RBI in a losing effort. Pitching-wise, for Chicago, Ortiz got the start, got the no decision. Bottom got the win, relieving Ortiz. And then, what is that? Davies with the save. Legacy Point took the loss, going 4 2/3 and giving up 3 runs. Your player of the game was Davis Jr., who I do believe had those 2 home runs. Elsewhere, the Flamingos beat the Steeds 5-3. Batting-wise, Cattell 3 for 5 in the 2-hole. But again, the bottom of the order coming in big and strong for another team. Johnston, the center fielder, and your 9-hitter going 2 for 4 with 3 RBI, including the 4th home run of the year. State College, Grove, the 3rd baseman, had 2 RBI, going 1 for 4. Yasharoni, 1 for 3 with an RBI. And not much else there as they scattered around 7 hits. But Grove did have a home run. Pitching-wise, Jashawn with the win, improving 6 2, 6 innings, gave up 3 runs. Hyde with the save. State College getting the loss is Belong With Me, falling to 2 7. And then 2 other pitchers did pretty well, not allowing any runs out of the bullpen. Your player of the game, Dan Johnston. And here we go. The Firehawks win 7-5. Let's see who did it here for the Firehawks today. It looks like Morgan going 3 for 4 with an RBI. And then Zen going 1 for 4 with 3 RBI. And then Newfan going 1 for 4 with 2 RBI. Probably a couple home runs in there between those two. Let's see, it looks like there we do have him. Zen with a home run. So must have had some drawing together a bunch of singles there. Pitt was your starter for the Firehawks. Didn't do so well. Gave up 3 runs in 3 2/3. But 43 Jr. got the win for California. And Biglet got the save on the other end for Puerto Rico. The starter went 5 innings, giving up 4 runs. But Whitaker gets the loss, giving up 2 runs in a third of an inning. And, we missed the Puerto Rico batters. Your highlight there is Thomas going 4 for 4 with an RBI. Let's see who the player of the game was down here. And it was Thomas. All right, here we go. The Lemurs beat the Bears 3-2 in this sim with 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th. So let's take a look at who got the job done offensively for the Lemurs. Looking at it, Kruger went 2 for 4 with an RBI. McCannon 1 for 2. And then Bullworm with 1 for 3 and an RBI. Kruger with a home run in the 4th inning. Bruce City, top of their order, went a combined, 0 for 15 for their top 4 hitters. Hard to win a game that way. But Argent, Nixon, and Streamer all got hits, but it was not enough to win the game. Pitching-wise, both starters received no decisions. Fatima got the win out of the bullpen for Louisville. Bubbles got a 2-inning save, and your loss for Bruce City goes to Fordham. player of the game, Carl Johnson, who was a pitcher who got a no decision. So that's an odd player of the game.
Yeah, quite a weird one. But that does it for the 24th of July, today's Quick Sim Day. And gets us into Primetime 5, Nashville and NOLA.
All right, yeah, and so far so good on the blurriness. I think we fixed that issue.
Awesome.
So, yeah, Nashville NOLA, what do you think here? It looks like the computer's pretty heavy to Nashville.
It is. You do got to note the cold-hitting Bailey Jones and Jeff Windsor. Maybe Sports Boy can keep the bottom of the lineup quiet and kind of pitch around some hits at the top. That could be the recipe for success for NOLA. Although Sports Boy is searching for win number 2 and start number 18.
Sure.
And looks like last time he faced NOLA, they hit him around to the tune of a 12.27 ERA.
Yep, and then on the Nashville side, their pitchers 1-0 with no runs.
So, Sports Boy just looking to, get through 5 without too much damage. Let's see what happens if you're ready.
Yeah, let's dive into it. All right, Salamanca will lead off against the Stars against Sports Boy. And he'll pop up the pitch. Infield will take care of that. Now Jose 43 will ground out 4-3. And I'll bring up Steiner, the center fielder, who will strike out. So a 1-2-3 inning for Sports Boy. Can he turn things around? All right, Bang steps in against, is it Azujue? Fakar, the first baseman, will strike out. Goo will fly out to the third baseman with the runner at first, and it'll be up to Stradley to keep the inning alive, and he'll ground out. 4-2-3. So if you look at the Rougarou, they've got 3 snowflakes. Nashville's got 2. And here we go. There's a gapper by Yeboah. The first baseman will get a leadoff double. So can Sav, the shortstop, move him over or drive him in? No, he'll strike out. That will bring up the third baseman, Jones, who will single up the middle. Will they send the runner? They will, and he's safe. Runner holds at first, didn't take second on the throw, but it's an RBI single for Jones. That will bring up Windsor, and we've got a passed ball, wild pitch situation, which will move the runner to second. And there's, oh my goodness, that ball is gone. Clobbered. He couldn't get it. Windsor clobbered the ball. Big time power, 3-0 Nashville. And that will bring up the DH Dagon, who will strike out for the second out of the inning. And that will bring up Silliams, who will hit the ball into the gap. He'll be in there with a double. And that'll get Salamanca, the leadoff hitter, back up to the plate. He will ground out to the shortstop. But an absolutely towering home run to straight center will help Nashville take a 3-0 lead. Tulowitzki, the third baseman, steps in for New Orleans. He'll ground out to the first baseman down the line. Shanahan now steps in. Same thing, the first baseman's busy. There's McClobber, who saw that ball go over his head, and he'll strike out. 1-2-3 inning, a shutdown inning for Nashville, which is you like to see after giving up a run. 43, the catcher will foul out. Steiner now is in, and he will fly out to left field. And now the first baseman, Yeboah, who has a hit in this game, will hit a home run. It's a bleacher creature. But into the bullpen, that ball's gone. Yeboah, 14th home run of the year. And that will bring up Sav, the shortstop, with a 4-0 lead for Nashville. He'll ground out 4-3. And that will end the top of the third. Hammer, the shortstop for New Orleans, will be up next to try to get something going for the Rougarou. And he'll strike out on a check swing. Strobel Jr., the catcher, is up next. He strikes out. I'll bring up the top of the order with Bain. And he'll ground out 4-3. New Orleans goes quietly, now trailing 4-0. As we head to the top of the fourth, which will see Jones, the third baseman, hit a towering fly ball straight to left field. Windsor is now up. He'll ground out to third base on a routine play. And now Degon, the DH, will ground out to short in a 1-2-3 inning. For Sports Boy. Fakar will ground out to first base. Goo will ground out 4-3. And I'll bring up Stradley, the DH, who will hit a fly ball routine into right field and 1-2-3. So after these 4 runs here, things have gone pretty quiet. See if Nashville can get things going to the bottom of the order. That'll be a fly ball straight to center field. Silliams is out. Salamanca will step in, and he will take a walk. So that'll get 43 a chance to do some damage or the runner on, but he will fly out to center field. And now Steiner, the center fielder for Nashville, will take the plate, but we have a stolen base. Salamanca steals second. The throw gets by, and he goes to third. But Steiner can't cash in on the mistake. He grounds out, and it still is 4-0 to Nashville. Tulowitzki steps up for the Rougarou. And will he bloop it in? He will. Leadoff single. All right, Shanahan will now try to keep this inning going, but he's going to slowly hit the ball to short. Didn't give the shortstop enough the time to turn 2, but the runner advances. McClobber will now single in the right field and now drive in a run. The Rougarou are on the board. It's 4-1. The base hit by McClobber. Hammer, the shortstop, will fly out to shallow center fielder. And now Strobel Jr., the catcher, will look to keep things going, and he does so with a walk. That will get Bain going. Can Bain drive in a run to make this a game? No, Bain hits a low liner and a great catch in left field by Windsor to probably save a run. It's 4-1 to Nashville, but the Rougarou are on the board. So we go to the top of the 6th, and it's a leadoff single for Yeboah, the first baseman, who's having a solid game. Sav, the shortstop, will ground out again. Slow roller. But he beats it out. And now another ground ball, and this time they turn it. A quickly done double play hidden by Jones, and now Windsor will hit a ball to the track. Well, that was an action-packed inning with no runs. A whole lot of action there. Slow hit ground balls. We've got a double play. Farker will lead off for the Rougarou, and he'll ground out the first baseman. Goo will now step in. He'll ground out to the pitcher. And now Stradley, the DH, will fly out to left field. And we will keep it at 4-1. As we go into the final frames of the game, with Degon, the DH, flying out to shallow left. They'll bring up the second baseman, Silliams, who will fly out to very shallow center. And now Salamanca will ground out to the first baseman. So we've reached stretch time as New Orleans will be batting with the third baseman, Tulowitzki, leading off. He will strike out on 3 pitches. All looking. Shanahan, the right fielder, also strikes out. And let's see what McClobber can do. He will hit it right on the nose, but to the first baseman who stands on the bag and catches the ball. A 1-2-3 inning, and the Nashville pitcher is having quite the day. 43 will fly out to the shortstop. Steiner will ground out to the shortstop. And let's see if Yeboah can make it a hat trick. No, he's going to get a base hit under a diving play by the first baseman right under his glove. Sav will now step in. Looks like he'll fly out to right field. And we have not had a run since the bottom of the 5th. We will go to the bottom of the 8th with the score still 4-1. Hammer, the shortstop, will strike out. Strobel Jr. will come in, and we have a new pitcher for Nashville. He'll ground out 4-3 with Strobel, and then Bain will now face your new pitcher, Hitio Yasangi. It's a mouthful. But Bain will ground out, and we are now heading to the top of the 9th, where Nashville will be looking for a little bit of insurance. Jones strikes out. Windsor, the left fielder, now steps in. And he will hit a fly ball straight at center field, who barely moves, catches the ball. And now we have a pinch hitter coming in, who's going to ground out 4-3 with Hirahara. So we're down to the final outs for the Rougarou with 2-3-4 coming up. Can they do something here? Farquhar will lead off the inning with a foul. No, it's gone. It looked foul on the replay, but no. It is a home run, and it's now 4-2. Well, they say a bloop and a blast. Maybe they can get a blast and some bloops to tie this up. Goo, the left fielder, will strike out. It's 4-2. Stradley, the DH, will hit a home run. Yes! It's gone. It's 4-3. They're coming back with 2 solo shots. Can Tulowitzki tie it up? There's only 1 out. Tulowitzki steps up and strikes out. Oh, they're down to their final out. And it's Shanahan, who has 5 home runs on the season. Can he get number 6 to send this into extras? The pitch. Oh, my goodness, he did it! No! Warning track. Oh, I thought for sure that was out. Oh, my goodness.
It's a good one.
The Rougarou comes storming back, but it's not enough. They lose 4-3. Wow, that was an entertaining game.
Certainly felt like they had the momentum for the comeback.
They did. I mean, that was wild. That was wild. 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th aren't enough. They got 2 of their 4 hits in the bottom of the 9th. Let's see what the computer did here for... who did they pick as player of the game? Probably the pitcher for Nashville. Yes, for sure. 7 innings, gave up 2 hits, just 1 run, 6 strikeouts. Very good. And then how about getting a save? Even though he gave up 2 runs, he still get a save. Sports Boy, 7 2/3, 4 in earned runs. Not a great start, but better than what he's done in the past against Nashville. And there we go. So there is a very entertaining game from the majors. Elsewhere, you want to take these?
Yeah, I figure you've been going for a minute. Toronto Pathfinders take this one 10-2, 12 hits to 11. 3 hits for Pyadoris. Looks like the RBIs in this game coming from Cove and TGP. On Toronto's side of things, 2-hit, 3-run, 2 RBI day for Brinkley Jr. Onto the pitching. Parko will take the loss. Couldn't complete 5. Gave up a bunch of runs. Starscream the win. 7 innings, 1 earned run, 11 strikeouts. That'll be your player of the game as well. Providence shuts out the Sloths in San Antonio, getting a 2-0 win. 13 hits for Providence. Just the 2 runs. 3-hit, 1-run day for McGuire. And 8 hits, no runs for San Antonio. So not a ton of extra base hits. And the ones that were hit, looks like they were mostly with 2 outs and scattered. Vito had 2 hits. Pitching-wise, Torrent takes the win. DePotson the save. DePoyo the loss. And Pax Torrent, starter for Providence, is your player of the game. 7.2 innings, 8 strikeouts, 0 earned runs. Surge win at Boise, 7-1. This one is 14 hits to 8. Everybody checking in with a hit except for Taylor on Buffalo's side. Looks like a 2-hit, 3 RBI, 1-run day for Monster. That's who I'll highlight. 2-hit, 1 RBI day for Williams of the Raptors. Pitching, it's Joe with the win, Dedendex the save, Cove the loss, and Bazooka Joe will be your player of the game. 7 shutout innings, 8 strikeouts. En route to his 6th win on the season. Close one here in Vancouver. The Aviators will win it 6-5. 3-hit, 3 RBI, 1-run day for Kauru. Looks like a double in there. Meanwhile, Shrub was perfect. 4 hits and 4 tries with a run and 2 RBIs. Pitching, Morgan will take the win. Williams a hold. Otov the save. Donahue will take the loss. And Reggie Shrub is your player of the game. Down in the Champions, we'll jump right over to the Cancun Toros in the Indy Apex. Toros winning this one 4-3. Big 6th inning with 3 runs, making the difference. 2-hit, 1 RBI, 1 walk day for McKenzie, the designated hitter. On Indy's side for Cancun, it's a 3-hit, 1-run day for Jingleheimer Schmidt. Catches my eye. Taranga Lila will take loss number 7 on an 8-inning, 4 earned run day. Pitched the whole game for Indy. Meanwhile, Johnny Quest takes the win. Wheeler the save, and Johnny Quest, your player of the game. 7 innings, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 9 strikeouts. Takes Death Valley, where the Death Valley Scorpions sweep the Detroit Demons with this 4-3 walk-off win. It's a slammer run-scoring single against Rogowski. That seals the deal. For the Demons, a 2-hit, 1-run day for Larry B. Burnside. On Death Valley, towards the bottom here, the number 7 hitter, Verrero, will have 2 hits, a run, and an RBI. Pitching, no decision to the starters. Rogowski will take the loss. Secret the win. Johnny Tsunami, the second year player of the game, started for Death Valley. 7 innings, 3 earned runs, 5 strikeouts. And last for the majors today, Tull will K12 en route to the 4-3 Sea Serpents win. Looks like the Lunar Base tried to make a comeback in the 9th inning, putting up 3 runs on a 2-run and a solo shot in the 9th. For Lunar Base, it was Chains who hit that 2-run shot. For Seattle, 1 hit, 2 RBI, 1 run coming from Allard. Also a 2-run shot with 2 outs in the 4th. Mano Wright will pitch the complete game and get the loss for Lunar Base. 8 innings, 4 earned, 9 strikeouts. Tull will get the win. James the save. Jethro Tull, your player of the game. 7 innings, 0 earned, 12 strikeouts. And in the minors, I think I already saved, but we'll do it again. Bruce City Bears take down the Lemurs 5-4. 3-hit, 2 RBI day for Gonzalez Jr., the number 2 hitter for the Bears. 3 hits, 2 runs, an RBI, a walk for Allen, leading off for the Lemurs. No decision to your starters. Riggs will take the win. Reynolds the hold. Winnie the Pabst the save. Bubbles takes the loss. Josh Allen, your player of the game. Wheelers nip the Dillos 2-1. It's a 10th inning run that sealed the deal. 2 hits for each of the first 2 batters for Anchorage, Otaj and Reyes. For the Dillos, 2 hits, a run for Name. No decision to the starters in a 10-inning game. Abernathy will take the win in relief. Goozer the save, and Lieberth will take the loss for the Dillos. And Manuel Lohr is your player of the game. All right, Flamingos deal Swift Steeds a 6-4 defeat, out hitting them 12-10. 3 hits, 2 RBI, a run for Sokudo. 2 hits, 3 RBI for Asaro on State College side. A win for Furness, a save for Hyde. All the girls you loved before will take the loss. And Ichiban Sokudo is your player of the game. Walk-off win here for California. Looks like it was a sac fly. Imagine the whole crowd was on their feet for that throw to the plate. Not in time. 2 hits and RBI for Stern. 2 hits and RBI for Morgan. No home runs in this game, just a couple of doubles, Morgan and Stern. So I highlighted the right names. No decision to your starters. Mune will take the hold. Nick the loss, the blown save. Biglet the win. Artemis Arya is your player of the game. 6 innings, no earned runs, 1 run unearned, 4 strikeouts. And finally for the sim day, the Kingpins lose by a run at Kansas City 3-2. 3 hit, 1 run day for Simmons the third. 2 hits leading things off for Kansas City in Garbanzo. Heidershield will take the loss. Glorbenspiel will take the win, and Kevin Choate will take the save. Starburns Glorbenspiel. He's your player of the game, 6.1 innings, no earned runs, only 3 strikeouts. Which takes us to our next sim day, the 26th, another quick sim all day. But it is a very quick sim day because it's an off day. Should be a full slate of games here. We'll jump into State College versus Chicago as our next featured game. Imagine there's a prediction up. It's who scores first. What do you think? Any notes for us, Chadwick?
Yeah, this one looks pretty evenly matched. The computer kind of likes both teams equally enough, and 2 good starting pitchers. One with an ERA of 3.75 and one with 2.7. Even though I don't know how the Kingpins pitchers got a 1-7 record, so hard luck.
It's the DeGrom stat line, right? ERA in the 2s and no wins to show for it.
No run support.
Yep.
So we see we've got some predictions coming in. Looks like people are going heavy for the Swifties.
Well, let's see if they're right. I'm going to take us in. Here we go. It is Smokey Bear leading us off. Shortstop, switch hitting. He'll bat right-handed here. And this is a fly-out center fielder. Came charging from a mile away, but made the grab. Then a grounder from Grove. And now a fly ball right fielder just has to take a couple steps in to retire Cool Crab. So 1, 2, 3 inning. For Quant. Ooh, that's a last name. For Quant. McHapperson. They're both some interesting last names. But 1, 2, 3 is kind of what we expected, given what we saw from their lines. Let's see if McHapperson can duplicate his success. He gives up a hit here. Now Kidd in, past the shortstop, so 2 quick hits for the Kingpins. Sometimes that's what you have to do when there's a good pitcher on the ground. You just got to kind of ambush him and beat him early. But a double play ball here turns 6-4-3 off the bat of Murphy II. Does retire the side and bail McHapperson out of the early trouble. McCringleberry now will check in with the first hit for the Swiss Steeds. Yoshironi up the middle. This is looking a lot like the Kingpins inning did just a moment ago. So we'll see if Andrews Jr. can stay out of the double play. He puts it in the air and he'll find some outfield grass. They're actually going to juice the bases up for Asaro. And that one's going to find some outfield grass. Kind of death by 1,000 paper cuts here as it's single, single, single. And 2 runs in on that single from Asaro. And now Joy finally gets the first out of the inning on that full count strikeout. Now at the bottom of the lineup, it's Barrow. This could be 2. It is 6-4-3. I'm sorry, 5-4-3. That was the third baseman who started the double play. First time through the order for the Swiss Steeds, though. 4 hits, 2 runs. This ball's going a mile off the bat of Capone. It's way over the left fielder's head, and it's gone. A solo shot. Kind of inside, but Al Capone was able to turn on that one and pull it into the seats. Here comes Simmons the third. Ground out to the shortstop. Fly ball here for Hunkable. And Davis Jr. will try to keep the inning alive. He will fail. 1, 2, 3 behind the solo home run. But Swisty's lead is intact. It's a single from Bear. Took a low pitch and just sent it into right field. And the Swisty's are on it. Just single after single. Cool Crab now. What? Oh, he's bunting. He bunted 2 foul balls and then hit it into the shortstop. Strike 3 called on McCringleberry. And Yoshironi will look at strike 3 as well. So despite getting a couple runners on early, not able to bring any home. And here comes Jalaxy Alexander. Grounds out to short. Essence will do the same. And Blanco figures he'll try going the other way, but the second baseman's able to handle that one. Hayden Andrews Jr. now on the ground of the second baseman. Soft grounder. Asaro. Strike 3 swinging. And now Adam Joy, the designated hitter. He will strike out looking. Couple of punch-outs there for Quant Simikalis. That's strikeout number 5 on the day for him. And that's just number 1 for Chappie McHapperson. Skied into left. Easy play for the left fielder. Capone now into right, and that's hauled in. So strikeout, left field fly out, right field fly out. And we're through 5 innings, 2-1. A busy second inning. It's been quiet other than that. Strike 3. And strike 3 on Barrow. The pitcher's duel is being delivered as billeted. So Bear will break things up with a hit. Grove now should be playable. And Cool Crab with 2 outs and runner on. Diving play third baseman, but he beats the throw. Definitely they'll give that one a hit. Third baseman did a great job just to get a glove on it. And no harm, no foul. McCringleberry will strike out looking. Strikeout number 7 for Simikalis. Usually the minor league pitchers, when they're having success, it's because they're kind of keeping it on the ground for ground outs and flyouts. Diving play by the left fielder. 1 on, 1 out for Alexander. 3-1 handled by the third baseman.
And we have a bonus prediction up for those into such things.
Will the game go to extras? Closes after the 6th inning. So this is your final inning to get those points in. And I imagine it's going to be quick because the starters are... Oh no, Big Yosh comes in. The starters are not still in. See if the bats fare any better against the relief arms. Big Yosh able to get 3 quick outs in the top of the 6th. Bottom of the 7th, it's blank space in. So both of the pitchers out after 5. Both of them have pretty good outings. Pedro Blanco skies to center. And here's Cryas Kid on the ground to short. Now we're through 6th. I'll take you guys around the rest of the minor league. Florida's up 5-0 over the Lemurs. Kansas City up 1-0. I think that was the Dillos. California up 5-3 over Anchorage. Bruce City losing 1-4 over the Ranas. Man, sometimes the sim flies through the out-of-town scoreboard. Think I caught all those. If I didn't, you're welcome to take a peek in the upper right-hand corner and see for yourself. Quick out for Murphy. Here comes Capone. Blank space, still pitching. I think that'll be pitch number 16 for a single. 6-4-3, double play turned. The defense has been on it tonight for the State College Swifties. Grove flies into right. Looks like the prediction is 10 points to 2,647. So if it does go to extras, somebody's going to take their 10 and get a nice big payout. Looks like it's Alex Hira who has the easy wager. Low risk, high reward. Hasn't been much action here since the 2nd inning, so take a miracle, I think, to get to extras. Although any swing of the bat could do it. In fact, the Kingpins would take the lead here with a big enough swing. Alexander will strike out, though, and it's up to Essence. And that's going to find some outfield grass, so it's 1st and 3rd. Probably the best scoring opportunity the Kingpins have had since that 1st inning. And this one's going to fall, so we have a tie game. Things are looking up for Alex Hira. Down for double dub. The batter is plunked to load him back up on his first pitch. Tim Cramblin may be a little rattled by the loaded bases, and he'll walk in a run. Chicago takes their first lead of the game here in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs. On the ground to 3rd. There it is. Side retired. But the Swifties went from being in the driver's seat to playing catch-up. It'll be Yoshironi Andrews Jr. and Asaro who look to tie the game or more. There's 1 out. Hayden Andrews Jr. That's going to find some outfield grass. We'll see if he makes a big turn at first. He does, but heads back. So just a single. Here's Asaro. Strike 3 called. Chicago had their big inning with 2 outs. Let's see what Joy can do. He will strike out swinging. So that's the game. Trailing for 8 innings, Chicago said enough is enough, took the lead, and very quickly closed it out. And there you go. Things can turn quickly. Dub earned those 10 coins. Might have been a little tighter than he thought it would be, but he got it. Chappie McChapperson will be elected player of the game. 5 innings, 1 earned. Does beat 5 innings, 2 earned. 7 strikeouts for Simikalis, though. And there you have it. There is your Swifties and Kingpins. With that, if you're up for it, Chadwick, I will send it to you for box scores.
Let's do it. The Hepcats with a 2-0 win against the Dillos. we look at the hitting here, we've got 1 for 2 for Mantle and 2 RBI for Kansas City. And for the Dillos, whole lot of nothing. 5 hits is all they could muster. So Mantle with your 2 RBI is enough to win the game by himself. If we take a look at the pitching, we'll see that Porkman went 4 2/3 and a no decision. But Jecker came in and pitched 2 innings in relief, got the win. Kevin Choate with a save, 5th of the year. And Arcanum for Amarillo taking the loss. A hard luck loss. 6 1/3, only gave up 1 earned run. Player of the game was that loser. So the losing pitcher is the player of the game. That tells you how tough luck loss that was. Okay, let's see here. So now we are going to my Firehawks, who drop a game 7-6 in the bottom of the 9th, giving up a run in the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th. It's not good. I went 0 for 4, but scored a run. Rowdy Diamonds are clear not cloudy, went 2 for 4 with 2 RBI in a losing effort. But for Anchorage, let's see how they did. Looks like the middle of the order got it done. McNeely, 3 for 3, 2 RBI. Zeigler, 2 for 5 with 2 RBI, including a home run from O'Slam. So I didn't even see that. He went 2 for 5 as well. So they had 3 hitters in a row, basically doing all their production. If we look at the pitching in this matchup, Anchorage, 5 innings, 5 runs for Fisher getting the start, but Kinsella got the win, 6th of the year out of the bullpen, which is pretty impressive. Only giving up 1 run in an inning and a third. Schlossberg for California was your starter, got a no decision. 43 Jr. takes the loss. And your player of the game was Scott McNeely. Elsewhere, we have another close game, 7-5. The Brew City Bears win on the strength of 6 runs in the 9th inning. Well, we might have to see how that happened.
On the road.
Look at that chart. Look at that chart. I mean, holy moly, the Ranas were at like what? That's got to be like a 99% chance of winning.
And half the crowd left in the bottom of the 8th inning thinking the Ranas had it in the bag.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we might have to look at the game log. Let's see what happened here in the 9th. This should be fun. So let's see. We got a single, and then we got a strikeout. So you got a runner on with 1 out, and then you get another single. So you got 2 on, and then you get a walk. So now the bases are loaded. And then pitching change. All right. And then another walk to bring in a run.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. This is getting crazy. And then an error. That's
E5,
not good.
error on the third baseman.
Oh my goodness. And then a single to follow that up to drive in a couple. And then let's see, we got another single.
A 68-mile-an-hour single. Infield hit.
Infield hit. That's not good. And then we have another single on a line drive. Looks like they just strung together singles and walks.
And a very costly error.
Yeah. Wow. All right, let's take a look at the box score and see, pitching-wise here, who all unearned because of the error. So Saul Goodman with the loss and the blown save. And the Pabst getting the win. And what must have been a crazy 9th inning there. So, wow. Good on the Brew City Bears for stepping up there in like absolute crunch time. And then we have another game here where the Flamingos beat the Lemurs 6-0 in a shutout. So let's see who here for Florida. Your hitter looks like Sokodu going 2 for 4, 4 RBI, including a home run, a 3-run homer in the third inning. Louisville only had 3 hits, but 2 of those came from Denstro, the shortstop. Javier Franco, the DH, getting the other hit. For Florida, looks like Stoner was the winner, getting his record above 500, 7-6, going 7 1/3, giving up no runs in a solid start. And then Eshelman took the loss for Louisville, only going 2 2/3. And Stoner is the player of the game with that solid 7 1/3 shutout innings with 7 Ks. All right, let's see what happened in the majors here. And we got another graph that took a steep turn there with the Voyagers defeating Outer Banks 6-5 on the strength of 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th. For the winning side, New York, Frankenstero, the DH, going 2 for 3 with 3 RBI. Also getting some help there is Moose with 6th home run of the year in the 3rd inning, a solo shot. Looking at Outer Banks, had a little bit of production from the top of their lineup, going 3 for 5 and 2 for 4. And they scored 3 runs, but not much else there from the rest of their lineup. Looks like your winner is Ness, coming out of the bullpen, getting 2 innings pitched. Crawford, the starter, a no decision, and a decent start there. Sheets, so 2 no decisions. Otov gets the blown save and the loss. Rosas, the save for the Voyagers, coming in and giving up a hit, but striking out 3. Your player of the game is Danny Brennan. All right, a close game here between the Surge and the Crabs. 2-1 winner for the Surge, and we could have ended this game after the 2nd inning. All the runs scored in the first 2 innings. Let's see here what happened. Must have been maybe an early home run. Let's see, Buffalo hit a home run in the 1st inning. The Wizard with a home run. For Providence, not much to talk about. 4 hits is all they could muster. But Buffalo only had 5, so very much a pitcher's duel. Hooper gets the win. Hackenbush with the save for Buffalo. And Choi taking a loss, only giving up 2 runs in 6 innings for the Crabs. Your player of the game was Hooper, the starting pitcher. Let's see what the rest of these games will bring us. Will bring us a Toronto Pathfinder 6-3 win over the Sloths. Let's see. For the winning side, Toronto, the road team, Johnson Jr. looks like went 2 for 4, 2 RBI. Brinkley Jr., 2 for 4. So a good day to be a junior. Home runs for both of them. And then Catter added 1 in the 9th for insurance. Duck with the win, 12, moves record to 12-3, 6 innings. And then Maurer with 16th save of the year. Sauberg gets the loss for the Sloths. I guess hitting-wise for them, led by Beauchamp Reyes, 2 for 5, and Fresca, 2 for 4. Player of the game, Cy Duck, going with the 12th win of the year. All right, some more late inning runs as Vancouver defeats the Raptors 10-6 on the strength of 3 in the 7th and another 3 in the 8th. Looks like there was a 3 home run in both of those innings for Vancouver. 2 home runs for Hayes and a home run for Berger with 2 on. So, wow. 2 3-run home runs churn the game. And Hayes has 8 RBI. So 1 off. We saw 9 earlier in the stream. And now we have Hayes with 8 RBIs, so that's pretty good. Whole lot of big performances for Boise hitting-wise, led by Williams, the center fielder, 2 for 3. 3 RBI and 3 runs. No home runs, though, for that side. And looking at the pitching, it's like Vancouver got off to a rough start with Lothbrok giving up 5 runs, Cove coming in, settling things down a bit, and then Mudbone with the win, and then Wins with the 3rd save. Ovechkin, starter for Boise, takes a no decision. The loss goes to Berger, who gave up 3 runs without recording an out, and then Cook. So those are Berger and Cook there were your pitchers who gave up the 3-run bombs in the 7th and the 8th, which led to Vancouver's victory. Elwood Hayes, player of the game. Lunar Base wins 3-0. Another low-scoring game with not a whole lot of hits. Looks like top of the 3rd was a hit-and-run scoring single, which kind of spurred the game on. Kind of just scattering hits. RBIs for M&M, Morgan, and Boyant. Looking at Indy, they scattered just 3 hits by Nitro, Hammer, and McKenzie. No runs. Micarena gets your win, moves the record to 12-3, going 8 innings of scoreless ball and 12 strikeouts. So that's quite the game. Marston with the save. Rove with the loss for Indy, and I'm guessing the player of the game has to be Macarena. Yes, Allegra Macarena with an outstanding performance. All right, here we go. Another one. A 9th inning comeback falls short for Detroit. They only score a run in a 6-5 loss. Burnside going 2 for 4, 2 RBI. Nakamura going 1 for 4, 2 RBI. And then looking at Nashville, who we just had on the stream, top of the order, getting it done. 3 for 5 for Salamanca. 43 and a quarter going 3 for 4. And then Sov going 2 for 4. With one of those being a home run in the 7th inning. If we look at the pitching, your winner is Crunk Jr. Rodriguez gets the save. And a loss goes to Rogowski. And the blown save, giving up 2 runs in 1 inning, with Detroit's starting pitcher Page getting a no decision, going 6 innings, giving up 3 runs. Jose, 43 and a quarter, your player of the game. All right, Cancun falls 6-0 to Death Valley, and 2 teams with similar records. Take a look at the batting for the Scorpions. Looks like they were paced by their leadoff hitter and catcher, who went 2 for 4 with 3 RBI. Max Power looks like might have had a home run. Nope, just knocked in a run there. 2 for 3 for Kuma. And Verrero with an RBI as well. Cancun, in a losing effort with no runs, was paced by Jingleheimer Schmidt, who went 2 for 3 and also got on base an additional time via a walk. Pitching-wise, Lebowski with the win. Where's the win, Lebowski? He got it. And Stroh with your loss. Hasn't happened much for Stroh. Only the 3rd loss on the year, compared with 11 wins. Jeffrey Lebowski is your player of the game. Let's see here. The Sea Serpents win 3-2. The Rougarou tried to get back in it, scored a run in the 8th, but it was not enough, and the Rougarou having a rough season. 8-62. Gotta feel sorry for that. Batting wise for them, just scattering hits, 2 runs, 1 for 4 for Bang, 1 for 4 for Tulowitzki, both with RBI. Looking at Seattle, paced by Hayes, the third baseman, 2 for 3 with 2 RBI, including the 12th home run of the year, a 2-run shot. Gerd gets the win, even the record at 7-7. Bouchard gets the save, and your loss for New Orleans goes to North, who falls to 1-13 on the season. I'm guessing Hayes is your player of the game if we scroll down. No, they give it to the pitcher, Irma Gerd, at the Aquadome.
And we started in the minors. So that is it for the sim day. Give it an extra save like I always do. And we are headed to the 28th, which is also a quick sim. Full slate, so we'll just get right to it. Here we go. Vandals. Extra inning walk-off for the Vandals. They didn't need 3, but they got him. Dan King Jr. hits a 3-run walk-off home run. His second home run of the game. Dan King Jr. with 3 hits, 3 runs, 4 RBIs, and a walk. Maybe they should have walked him a couple more times. 2 hits for Williams, the only multi-hit man on the Raptors. Pitching-wise, Berger the hold, Town the loss, the blown save. Clapp will take the win. No decision to your starters. Dan King Jr. is, of course, your player of the game and your walk-off hero. And the number 1 performer on the day. Outer Banks takes down the Voyagers 7-5, 14 hits to 10, and this one was a big 9th inning. It's our second one of the stream. Came all the way back from 5-1 to win it 7-5. And leadoff man got a lot of it done for OBX. 3 hits, a run, and RBI. The number 2 batter for New York, Cove, 3 hits, a run, 2 RBI. Top him. No decision to Jones or Patey V2, but Sox will take the win in relief, 2.1 clean innings of relief, and closer will take the loss, 5 earned over just 2 outs. Johnny Patey, version 2, your player of the game, 6.2 innings, gave up 0 earned runs, and could not get a decision when his bullpen gave up 7 behind him. Serge will stay hot, beat the Crabs 2-1, despite getting out hit 4-11. It's an ouch. The lone RBI coming from Cove. For Buffalo, RBIs for Valor and Mustard. Daly will take the loss. Clifton the win. Roy the hold. At Index the save. Dolores Clifton, your player of the game. 6 innings, 1 earned, 9 strikeouts. And yeah, just 1 earned run for Daly. So the error, really the reason that they weren't able to at least make a go at it in extra innings. Pathfinders reached the 7 mark in their win streak, taking down the Sloths 2-1, scoring the 3rd and the 5th. Sloths had a lead in the 1st inning. Nearly perfect for Pilsudski, who goes 4 for 5 with a run. Single hit days for 7 batters on San Antonio's side. The lone RBI and run coming from Big Vito. It was a home run in the 1st inning. Accept Your Welcome will take the win. Maurer the save. San Antonio the loss. And what can I say? Accept Your Welcome will be your player of the game. 1 earned run over 7.1 innings. Down in the champions, Lefty Hypocrites leads Lunar Base to a 3-0 win. 2 hit, 1 run, 1 RBI day for Rake in the Lake. It was a 5th inning solo shot to lead off the inning. For Indy, not much to say here. So I guess we won't. Hypocrites takes the win. Marston the save, Gunn the loss. HOR Hypocrites, your player of the game. No earned, 6 innings, 10 strikeouts, just 1 walk, 2 hits. And multi-home run day for Granholm as the Demons overpower the Stars 3-2. It's my boy. He had 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 RBI. They're both solo shots. For Nashville, 2 hits, 2 RBI, a run for Deegan. Hit a 2-run home run off Quinton O'Quarters, who got the win. Delling the save. Hitatsunyage will take the loss, and T. Granny is your player of the game. Toro stunned the Scorpions 5-2. Scorpions coming off of a bunch of wins this sim. Probably won't be too mad about this one. 11 hits for Cancun, 5 runs. Couple of 2-hit, 1-run guys, Sims, Q, and Burns. For Death Valley, 2 hits, 2 runs, and RBI for Max Power. It's another home run for him. Feels like every game the Death Valley plays, there's a Max Power home run. Knock will take the win, Wheeler the save, Jones the loss, and Ike Sampson, your player of the game. 1 earned over 6.1 innings, struck out 7. Takes to our last game, an extra inning affair in Seattle where Rougarou get win number 9. Took 11 innings to do it, but they're on the precipice of double-digit wins. It's like a run-scoring single for the walk-off. I'm sorry, not a walk-off in the top of the 11th, for the go-ahead run. 3 hits, a run, 2 RBI for Hammerman. He had a home run. 2-hit day at the bottom for Angel with an RBI. No decision to your starters. Freeman took the win. Bright the blown save. James the loss. And Barnabas Hammerman is your player of the game. So we head down to the minors. Where Lemurs will take a road win against the Flamingos. 3 hits, a run, and RBI for Denstro. Was a solo shot in the 4th inning. 2 outs. 3 hits for Sakudo with a run. Win for Roll, hold for Ishioka, save for Bubbles, loss for Green. Neller Denstro is your player of the game, and Josh Allen will tie the minor league regular season game record for triples with 2 triples to Josh Allen. Leadoff man for the Lemurs. Scored on both those triples. All right, Dillo's out muscle Kansas City 9-8. 2-hit, 4 RBI, 1-run day for Lawrence. 2-hit, 2 RBI, 1-run day for Ruiz. Pitching, it's Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt taking the loss. Force the win and Abel the 2-out save. Unique Name is your player of the game, who went 2 for 2 with 3 runs and 2 walks. The Bears fall short at Puerto Rico after tying it in the top of the 9th. Barry hits a walk-off single. 4 hits, a run, 3 RBI, a walk for Gonzalez Jr. Perfect day at the plate. 4 for 4, a walk. Hit, a run, 3 RBI for Thomas. I imagine that's a 3-run shot, and it is. Pitching going to be Fordham with the loss and Goodman with the win and the blown save. Steve Gonzalez Jr. is your player of the game. Which takes us to the Kingpins, where the Kingpins fall short to the Swifties 7-2. 2-hit, 3 RBI day for Bear. And a couple of 2-hit days for Blanco, Hunkball, and Alexander on Chicago's side. No decision to your starters. Luke, What You Made Me Do will take the win. Win number 8 in relief. Garoppolo will take the loss. And Jose 43 is your player of the game. And finally, the Wheelers will roll out a 10-3 win over the Firehawks. Just single hit days here, but 2 runs for Zen on the California side. 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks for Reyes for Anchorage. A lot of 2 RBI days, Reyes, Cove, Ziegler, and G. Cove will take the loss. Dirk the win. And Marcelo Reyes is your player of the game. That does it for the 28th. So we'll head to the 29th, where it's Providence versus Buffalo. Will Whiskey Fuse or Mustard M Mustard homer? This is the Bears line. Former Bears facing off against each other here. Prediction is, will either of them homer? It's a yes or a no. Crabs favored by the computer here. The 2, 3, and 4 batters all go into the Crabs, as well as the starter. That said, Flamethrower Meta 6 and 5 on the year versus Lewis Randall Jr., who is 7 and 0, a 2.85 ERA. Randall Jr. did okay against Providence last time. Didn't get a decision. Flamethrower Meta did not do okay. Gave up a bunch of runs and got tagged with the loss. With that, I will take us in. So let's close that prediction up. Just in case there's an early homer from Whiskey Fuse. Long at bat here for Mr. Alligator. And it'll be a bloop single over the second baseman. Shiesty Jr. will take a walk. And here comes Whiskey Fuse. Strike 3 called. No homer yet. B. Fry will take his cuts. On the ground, 6-4-3 double play. That's 5-4-3. I don't know why I always want to call the third baseman 6. 5-4-3 double play. Forbes Jr. will take a walk. And he'll steal second with ease. Had a good jump there. On the ground now. Gets the runner over to third. Good RBI opportunity for Monster will be taken from him on the pass ball. Or wild pitch, excuse me. Mustard M Mustard now. That's not a home run, but it is extra bases into the gap. He's taking one, he'll take 2. Sliding into second. Well ahead of the throw. I'm sorry, that was Cookie Monster. This is Mustard, who takes a walk. You're right, Brickwall. My mistake. Center field fly out here. I was going to say sac fly, but the runner did not advance. And then a line drive right to the left fielder, retires the side. So bloop out there for McGuire. Now Benito skies it to right. Comes Goose. That should be good for extra bases. Could even bring the run home. We'll see if they send him rounding third. He'll stay put. So just a big double for Goose. And now RBI opportunities for Alou. 3-1. Sent into right field. Diving catch. And they don't test the arm. Oh, they backpicked him. They backpicked him off second base. So a double play turned by the right fielder. Very heads up to make the dive and grab and then get that ball in quick. That was Mustard and Mustard who made that play. Now Savage steps in with 2 outs, grounds out. Cove now with a deep drive into right field, and Cove sends it into the Cove. I don't think it's McCovey Cove, because I don't think there's a McCovey Cove in Buffalo. But whatever kind of cove they have in Buffalo, it's that one.
Buffalo Wing Cove.
Buffalo Wing Cove. You heard it here first. There's a grounder for Mr. Alligator. Shiesty Jr. with the fly out on the infield. Oh, it drops. It drops. The pitcher thought the second baseman would have it. Second baseman couldn't get there in time. But disaster avoided as they turned the double play behind. I didn't even see if... I assume they didn't call it an error because it's not like anybody was really in position to field it, but I think the pitcher probably should have had that fly ball. Be a single for Wizard. And a stolen base. Number 58 for the Wizard. It's funny, I was looking at stolen bases for my JPT, and Granholm was leading the champions with 36, and he would have been like 10th in the Legends. Somebody had 56 even on like Sunday. And we're like, 15 games past that now. So definitely more base running to be had in the Legends Conference. As McGuire takes a walk. And Benito strikes out on a changeup. I think that's CU's probably changeup, right? Into left field, off the bat at Taylor. There's a single to lead off the fourth inning. Strike three called to Calavera. And Denstro into the left field corner should be good for extra bases. Ball's in quick. They don't send the runner, but they probably should have because it looked like it was bobbled by the cutoff man. But second and third, one out, full count to Valor Jr., and Vidal Valor Jr. will strike out. So it's up to the cold hitting Savage with a great RBI opportunity. Grounds out to the second baseman. So we'll remain tied here through 4 innings. Cove on the ground. He had the big home run for Providence. Great leaping catch there by the second baseman. And then Shiesty Jr. under the third baseman's legs for a double into the left field corner. Bringing up Fuse with a runner in scoring position. That's on the ground. Should be easily playable for the third baseman, and it is. And Mike Forbes Jr. will strike out. OOTP Wizard, bobbled by the third baseman. They do call that an error. Thought it was going to be a tough play, but official scorer calls it an error anyway. And then a stolen base. I think that's the second stolen base game for Wizards. That one's a deep drive into left field, and it's gone. Cookie Monster with a laser beam line drive home run, 364 feet, to give Buffalo the lead back. And that will do it for the pitcher. Now it's Dusty DeSoto in to pitch to Mustard and Mustard, who flies out to center. And to Aaron Taylor, who will take a walk on a full count. Calavera softly hit to the third baseman, who fields it in plenty of time to make a strong throw over to first. Congratulations for your 100th career homer. Big stuff for the monster. There's a strikeout by McGuire. Fly out for Benito. And a bloop single into left field. Ooh, bloop double. Took a funny roll in, then that's misplayed as well by the cutoff man, allowing Rye to score all the way from first base on the Goose double. Alou will fly out in foul ground. Third baseman makes the catch. And this game inches closer. In case we have an exciting end of the game, I'll take us through the league now, a little early. Usually do it around stretch time. Sloths up 3-0 over Toronto. Indy up 1-0 in Lunar, as that should be extra bases for Valor Jr. Detroit down 0-1 in Nashville, Cancun, down 1-7 in Death Valley. New Orleans up 6-2 against Seattle, though Seattle has a couple runners on the corners with just one out. New York is up 4-1 in OBX, as the side gets retired here. Boise up 3-1 over Vancouver. And Toronto down 0-3 against the Sloths. I think that takes us all the way around. As Cove grounds out to lead off the top of the 7th, Mr. Alligator grounding out to the shortstop, and Shiesty Jr. will try to keep it off the ground. Strikes out instead. Not the way he wanted to keep it off the ground. It's a very good pitch, maybe down and in a little bit. Good transfer by the third baseman. Game is moving quickly now. But Cookie Monster is building on the home run and the single, now has the double. I'm pretty sure Cookie Monster is now a triple away from the cycle. Should get another chance to bat. There's a fly out. Taylor now will walk. Here comes Calavera. This one skied into center, should be playable. Hauled in to retire the side. Looks like it skipped right over the bag and the third baseman has it. I guess they won't bat in the bottom of the 9th, so maybe Cookie Monster won't get another try. That one took a funny line to get to the foul out to the third baseman. Denstro, Valor, and Savage. Denstro will strike out. Valor will strike out. And Savage will strike out. So he struck out the side in order, did Buendia. To keep things locked right where they are at 2-3. Benito, Goose, and Alou, the last hope for the Crabs. They need one to tie it. They take more. Start things off with a loud one into left field, but it's caught. Hot hitting Goose, looking to get on for his team, will strike out on the inside fastball. And now it's all up to Alou with 2 outs. This one's sent to right. The right fielder's under it on the warning track, makes the grab, and comes sprinting into center field. My goodness, that was some speed by the right fielder. And the Buffalo Surge will take the win. Pretty much off the bat of Cookie Monster. Oh no, it was 2 doubles. So it was not almost the cycle for Cookie Monster. It was just a lot of extra base hits. And he is indeed your player of the game. Well deserved for the Cookie Man. Where am I looking? And we saw home run number 100 on the big screen. Congratulations. Yeah, beating up on his former team. Won the World Series with the Crabs, it sounds like. Was that that 2053 campaign? I think if I go back to your profile, maybe. But all right, we'll do our file and our save. You want to take us through our box scores?
Let's do it. Boise drops one to Vancouver 4-2. They try to make a comeback, but could only do 1 run in the 7th. For your winning team, Boise. Looks like at the top of the order. Pace them. 2 for 3 for Gonzalez. 3 for 5 for Vacuum. Like that. 2 RBI. Looking at Vancouver, Swerve Jr. went 2 for 5. 1 for 4 for Hayes. Those are your 2 RBI getters. For Boise, Mize with the win. improves to 4-9 on this season. Kook with your save, despite giving up 2 hits in the inning, but no runs. Miller gets your loss, falling to 2-8. Player of the game, Casey Mize. The Voyagers beat the Aviators 5-2. Looking at the winning Voyagers, whole lot of single hit days, but with production. TPG, Palidorius, Frankenstero, all with 1 hit and an RBI, and Cove at the bottom of the order with 1 hit and 2 RBI, including, not a home run, maybe it was a double. Well, maybe it was a... Doubles aren't listed either. Must have been a 2-run base hit. Very good. Looking at Outer Banks, had some production in the middle with Kairu, Khan, Donuts, Fielder all getting 2 hits. But among those 2 hits, only 1 RBI from Fielder. So Gausman gets the win for New York, going 5 1/3, giving up just 1 run. And Chovy with the save, 4th of the year. And Hainman gets the loss for Outer Banks, giving up 5 5 2/3. Gausman, your pitcher, is the player of the game. Let's see here. We got the Sloths with a 3-0 win, and all 3 runs came in the bottom of the first. So a rough start for whoever started that game. But Champ Reyes, 2 for 3, 3 RBI. I'm guessing it was a 3-run homer. And it was. 2 on, 2 out, 3-run homer. That's all they needed to win the game. Dictator with the win. Shepard with the save. And your losing pitcher, Thrashtarin, giving up that 3-run homer early in the game, was the downfall of the Pathfinders. Evil Dictator, your player of the game on the 6 2/3 of shutout baseball. Let's see. Apex earned a 2-1 win versus the Space Rangers, with the game-winning run coming in the bottom of the 12th. So extras. Free baseball. Let's take a look at Indy here. And who drove in that run? It must have been Pico. Does it say here? We scroll up to the... Right there. There we go. Pico, a hit. A run-scoring single off Indianapolis to get the win. See the pitching-wise. What we got here. Rizzoli, 6 1/3, gave up no runs. We got a no decision. Your win will go to Shotani, 2 2/3, and as we mentioned before, Polis, giving up the run in extras to get the loss, but it was unearned. It looks like there must have been an error for Lunar Base, and it made them pay. Your player of the game is non-decision for Right in the Dirt, who pitched 7 innings, gave up 1 run, and had 11 Ks, but got a no decision. And it says there, and it's a bad special note, it says Curtis McKenzie tied the regular season extra game record for strikeouts in a game with 5. Ouch.
Not what you wanted to do there.
Sorry, yeah. Hope you're not watching. All right, let's see here. 1-0 win. Another pitcher's duel. The Nashville Stars beat Detroit 1-0 in a pitcher's duel. Let's see who got that 1 run. And my screen's gone blurry, of course. Why? We were doing so well.
It's like Jay Windsor hit a run-scoring single versus Batir. That is the only note on the graph.
There we go. Now it came back. 2 hits for Detroit only, for Burnside and Gunk Jr. So a very strong start. Looks like Camden Jr., 7 2/3, 2 hits, 6 strikeouts with the win. And then Batter with the loss, despite only giving up 1 run in 6 innings. John Camden Jr., your player of the game. Let's see, Death Valley and the Toros, again, 2 evenly matched teams, just kind of going back and forth today. 10-3, Death Valley gets the better of the Toros today. And Death Valley, a lot of production from the top of their lineup. Wow. Salmon Arms, 2 for 5. Kulik Warren, 3 for 5. Max Power, 3 for 5 with 2 home runs. Slammer, 3 for 5. So a lot of production there. Cancun, not a whole lot. Only 1 player in multiple hits. Sims, the right fielder. And when we look at the pitching, Death Valley was paced by their starter, Striker Jr., who went 5 1/3, only giving up 1 run, 6 Ks. And then for Cancun, Montagne, 3 1/3, giving up 7 runs. And not a great start. But no doubt, Max Power, your player of the game, with the 2 home runs. And break up the Rougarou. 10 wins now. They made their double digits, a 7-6 win in extras.
They won the series on the road.
Where they were up 6-3 and gave up 3 runs in the 8th. That tied the game up, but they get the game-winning run in the top of the 10th. Let's see, it says here it was a solo home run from Bang off of Diaz. So Bang going 1 for 4, 2 runs, the home run. For Seattle, got some production from the middle of the order. Chadwick, Quinn, and Plant all getting 2 hits. When we look at the pitching here, the win goes to 50. Oh, no, sorry. The save goes to 50. LaRock gets the win, 1 2/3 innings, and the loss goes to Diaz, giving up the solo home run in extras. Your player of the game was a non-decision by Otani, who went 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. So, all right, good for New Orleans. Kind of getting off the schneid a little. We'll get into the minors now. And Puerto Rico takes a 3-1 win over the Bears. And all the runs they needed was in the 6th inning, which included a run scoring single by Justice Jr., who went 1 for 4. And then following him was Thomas, who went 1 for 2 with an RBI. For Bruce City, hits by Gonzalez, James, and Argent and Payne, but only 1 run. For Puerto Rico, Matthews gets the win, pulling to 4-3 on the season. Your loss will be credited to Johnson, who falls to 4-6. Player of the game, Pee-wee Matthews, who's your winning pitcher for Puerto Rico. And let's see, the Firehawks take another loss to Anchorage, 13-5 this time. Looking at Anchorage, some good production, 2 hits from Reyes, Cove, McNeely, Ziegler. But a monster game from Panda. The right fielder going 2 for 5, 5 RBI. Looks like it was a grand slam for Panda in the 1st inning. Well, that's a good way to start a game. With a 2-out grand slam for Panda. That means Conus gets the win for Anchorage. Pitt will take the loss for California. And the player of the game was Red Panda. All right, Lemurs deal the Flamingos a 6-2 loss. The Lemurs got 4 runs in the 7th inning to break up what was a tied ball game. 14-4 hits. Quite interesting there. Looking at the Lemurs, your player who did it all, Josh Allen, 4 for 5 in the leadoff spot, scoring 2 runs. But you got RBIs from Kruger, Randberg, and McCannon and Gumby. For Florida, their leadoff hitter also had a good game, 2 for 4, scored a run. RBIs from Fernandez and Jimothy Jr., who had a home run. Let's see here. Pitching-wise, both starters took a non-decision. Your win goes to McBlobface, 3rd of the year. And Zhu goes 1-6 with the loss. Player of the game, Josh Allen. Let's see. The Hepcats win a 7-0 decision against the Armadillos. Another big performance here. We're seeing a lot of them tonight. Lawrence, the first baseman, 3 for 5, 4 RBI, 2 runs, including 2 home runs, 1 in the 3rd with 2 on, and 3rd inning, and then 1 in the 7th. So there's 2 home runs for Lawrence. For Amarillo, 2 for 3 for Tokasum. Tokasum. And that's about all on their side. Legacy Point gets the win, improving the record to 3-5. Shirt Cutter gets the save, and your loss goes to Early. Player of the game, Ryan Lawrence, with the 2 home runs. And here we go. The Swifties were handed a 3-0 loss by the Kingpins. For Chicago, it looks like they had RBIs by Capone, Simmons, and Honkball. The Steeds got good production from the top of the order, 2 for 5 and 2 for 5 from the 1 and 2 hitters, but not backing them up in the 3 and 4 hole, who went combined 1 of 9. Home runs from Honkball, 2nd of the year. And your winning pitcher today is Pecora. Oh, no, sorry. Looked at the hold there. It's Goat Bisky, who improves to 10-2 on the year. A save goes to Woodalese. And then the loss, Belong With Me, falls to 2-8.
And I think that does it for the sim day.
That will wrap that day up.
Looks like we have 2 more quick sims. I imagine one of these is an off day. We'll see. We'll finish today. I found it. I found the off day.
There she is.
And a full slate. So let's hit all the games today. Save it up. And away we go. Aviators win as Brennan belts 2 home runs in the 11-4 victory. 2 hits, a run for Hayes on the Vancouver side. For Outer Banks, we want to find Brennan. Leadoff man, 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 RBIs, a walk, 2 home runs. Solo and a double home run. Donahue will take the loss for Vancouver, and they will need 6 pitchers to get through the innings. Meanwhile, Outer Banks uses 2 pitchers. Morgan will take the win. Toadstool clean in relief. Danny Brennan, your player of the game. Sloths and Crabs. Sloths win this one 5-2. 13 hits to 6. 3 hit, 1 run day for Lenikai. 2 hit, 2 RBI day for Rye. Pitching it's DePoya with the win, Torrent with the loss. And Chicharron DePoya will be your player of the game. 7.1 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 earned, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. All right, Surge and Raptor. Surge win this one 6-3, 8 hits to 6. They had 1 error, didn't hurt them. A hit, 2 walks, a run, an RBI for Cove. It looks like it was a home run and 2 walks. Forbes Jr. will have a 3-run home run in the 7th inning, leading things off for Buffalo. No decision for Cove. Berger takes the loss in the blown save, giving up 3 earned and just 1 out. Joe will take the win. Choi the save. Bazooka Joe, your player of the game. 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. And the Voyagers will improve to 38-35 with the 6-2 win over the Toronto Pathfinders. They did get out hit 6-8. But one where it counts. D. Namite for Toronto, 2 for 3, a run, 2 RBI, a walk, and a strikeout. For New York, a hit, a run, 2 RBI, a walk, 2 strikeouts, 2 men left on base in 3 tries for both TGP and Pyodorus. Identical lines there out of the 5 and 6 hole. Starscream takes the loss. Maurer the blown save. Parco will get the win. Anthony Parco, your player of the game. 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts. Down in the Champions Conference, Dogwood Maple will slug the Demons to a 7-4 win. We'll start with Death Valley Bats, though. A hit, a run, an RBI for 10-minute version. Dogwood, the cleanup man for the Demons. 2 hits, 2 runs, 4 RBI. Was a home run. 2 home runs, 2-run home runs. Tsunami the second will take the loss. Human the win. Delling the save. Maple Dogwood, of course, your player of the game. Stars roll over Rougarous 9-2. 2 hit, 1 RBI day for Tulowitzki. 2 hit, 2 RBI, 1 walk, 1 run for Steiner. Sportsboy 57 will take the loss. Aswaje will take the win. Cesar Aswaje is your player of the game. 6 innings, 1 earned, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. And the Sea Serpents reel in a 3-1 win over the Space Rangers. They got out hit 7-9. 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBIs for Knox. 2 walks for Newman. Tull will take the win. Bouchard the hold. Bright the save. Mana Wright the loss. Death Row Tull, your player of the game. 6 innings, 1 earned, 6 strikeouts. And finally, the Apex are dealt a 2-1 home loss at the hands of the Toros, who no-hit the Indianapolis Apex. It was a 2-1 victory, but it was a no-hitter. It was a joint no-hitter. Quest, Knock, and Wheeler combining for 9 innings, no hits, 1 run, no earned, 6 walks, and 14 strikeouts between the 3 pitchers in the combined no-hitter. I always feel like a combined no-hitter doesn't have quite the same sense of triumph as a regular one does, but a huge achievement for the Cancun Toros in the combined no-hitter, absolutely. For the Bats, it was 2 hits, a run, an RBI for Blue Sky, 3 walks for Hammer. So there's no hits to speak of. The RBI from the Jew was a sac fly. So yeah, the 6 walks, I guess, allowing 6 walks in the stolen base, maybe. I'm not sure how did they get that run, I wonder. Johnny Quest's second no-hitter-ish. I'm sure that there's been combined no-hitters before. When did that run come? The 3rd inning, early on. We're looking at the bottom of the 3rd. So fly out, walk, steal second, throwing error, and he got on to 3rd, and then he tagged up on the Jew sac fly. Well, congratulations to Joe. Johnny Quest, Knock, and Wheeler for the combined no-hitter. And we'll head to the minors. I think as a streamer, that's only the second no-hitter I've seen on stream. I was fortunate enough in my second season of streaming to get to call a whole no-hit game. So the Lemurs win this one 5-1, 8 hits to 7. 3 hits for Barry. 3 hits, 2 RBI for Allen at a double. Pitching Arya takes the loss. Roberts the win. McFraud the hold. Adam Roberts, your player of the game. 5.1 innings, 0 earned runs. Swifties win this one 4-2, 14 hits to 10. As they tie the season record with the Dillos at 38-35. 2 hits, an RBI for Murphy. And let's just highlight the top 4 batters for State College, who had a combined 8 hits, 2 RBI, 3 runs. Salad takes the loss. All the girls you loved before the win. And all of the girls you loved before will be your player of the game. I should say also a hold for Mantix, a save for Cramblin. All the girls you loved before, 5 innings, 1 earned, 5 strikeouts, player of the game. 4-run fifth does it for the Flamingos as they win this one 7-3. 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Kidd. 2 hits, 2 RBIs, a run for Katil. Heidershield will take the loss. Furness the win. Theodore Furness, your player of the game. 3 runs, 5 strikeouts over 6.1 innings. And the Bears nip the Wheelers 3-2. I feel like it's been a good stream for the Bears. I feel like I've had a bunch of wins for them. 10 hits to 9. No errors to 1. 2 hits each to Cove and McNeely for Anchorage. For the Bears, 2 hits and an RBI to Gonzalez Jr. at a double. Lohr will take the loss. Not a bad start, though. Ford the win, Riggs the hold, Reynolds the save, and it seems the sim agrees with me because it will be Lohr as your player of the game despite the loss. 7 innings, 3 earned, 7 strikeouts. And finally, for the sim day, Hepcats get a 1-run win at California. Took the lead in the top of the 9th and closed things out. It was a solo home run from Steve-O, who went 2 for 4, 2 runs, 2 RBIs, a walk, a strikeout. Our Clear Not Cloudy will have 3 hits, an RBI, and 2 runs for California. Hold for Shirt Cutter, win for El Perro, along with a blown save. Wakefield also picking up a blown save, and Lord the loss. Erp Steve-O, your player of the game. And we have our final sim day of the sim. It's going to feature a live game, Kansas City and California. Chadwick has promised to be impartial, as he calls his squad.
No doubt. Kind of a tough day for the Firehawks here, and the computer sees a fairly evenly matched contest. I guess maybe pitching could be the answer. Porkman comes in with a 5.4 ERA, where the Firehawks are throwing Schlossberg, who's a little better. So we'll see.
Gotta say,
what happens here.
Steven Schlossberg, probably my favorite name of this class.
Yes, it's very good.
And if you're ready, we'll jump right in. Last chance for the prediction, KC versus Cal. Who scores last?
Ooh, I like that one. That's very quirky. All right, Garbanzo will step in against Steven Schlossberg. Garbanzo's hitting .332 on the year and will lead off the game with a fly out to center field where Zen makes a great play. But now Marcus will make it pay. Schlossberg, he gives up the home run. It is now 1-0 Hepcats with an early home run. They ambush Schlossberg. Steve-O, the shortstop, who we were just talking about, strikes out. And that will bring up Lawrence, who had a big game earlier in the stream. Who will... Another great play. The center fielder with 2 diving plays, Zen, with 2 5-star plays. But the Hepcats take a 1-0 lead. And that will bring up myself, Chadwick McGillicuddy, leading off for the Firehawks. And McGillicuddy gets a walk, a leadoff walk. We'll bring up T1000, who will go into the double play. 5-4-3 or 5-6-3. Didn't quite catch that. But Archer will take a walk from the cleanup hole. And then Rowdy, the first baseman, will ground out. And so a little bit of action there, but the double play wipes out the leadoff walk. And it's 1-0 Hepcats. Thriller will now fly out to center field. Dynasty, the catcher, will a little looper to first with an out, and Mantle steps in and will ground out to third. Schlossberg puts him down 1-2-3 in the top of the second. Morgan, the left fielder, will lead off for California, and he will fly out to center field. Zen, 2 5-star gold plays there, will fly out to left field, and I'll bring up the DH Daniels, who will hit a ball just shy of the track in center, and the Firehawks go down again with no hits, no runs. Mathers, the right fielder, will fly out to shallow center, and I'll bring up the third baseman Azzo, who will ground out 4-3. Garbanzo will strike out as Schlossberg strikes him out down and in. And now they'll bring up the shortstop for the Firehawks, Joseph Jolly, who will take a walk. Now bring up the catcher, a new fan, who will get a base hit. So the Firehawks have something cooking, and the runner goes first to third. Heads up running by Jolly, first and third. That brings up McGillicuddy, and I'll drive in a run. Firehawks tie up the game. T1000 will... Whoa, what happened there? Was it a bunt? And the pitcher got it, but Archer will hit a fly ball to deep center, and we have a tag-up play, and he's safe. So the Firehawks take a 2-1 lead on the sac fly. Unruly Diamonds, or Clown and Cleary, will fly out to shortstop to end the inning, but the Firehawks get 2 runs to take a 2-1 lead. They'll bring up Marcus, who will ground out on the shift. Second baseman's out. Steve-O, the shortstop, will ground out to the first baseman, and they'll bring up Lawrence, who is swinging a good bat, and he'll ground out 4-3. So the Firehawks get a shutdown inning after scoring 2 runs, and that will bring up Morgan, the left fielder, who will strike out looking on a 10-pitch at-bat. Zen steps to the plate and will get a base hit over the leaping first baseman. And I'll bring up the DH Daniels with a runner on, and he is going to ground out on the fielder's choice. We got a stolen base for Daniels as Jolly steps to the plate, and he flies out to right field with 2 outs. Firehawks cannot take advantage of the stolen base. Thriller will hit the center fielder, will ground out 4-3 to lead off the 5th. Dynasty, the catcher, will hit a fly ball to right field, which is snagged down, and now Mantle will ground out to the pitcher. So as we head to the bottom of the 5th, California will be looking to tack on some more runs with the bottom of the order, New Fan, the 9-hitter, grounding out 4-3. I'll bring up McGillicuddy, who will walk. I'll bring up the third baseman, T1000, who will get on base on a ball that ate up the third baseman. So runners at first and second for Archer, the right fielder, who will ground into a double play. A very good play by Lawrence there. Getting that ground ball, making the turn to second. And it stops a goal, a potentially, well, Mathers will strike out. Sorry, I'm trying to. Schlossberg gets him. Azo, the third baseman, will get a base hit. So they'll bring up the top of the order. Garbanzo will strike out swinging, and they'll bring Marcus to the plate with a runner on, 2 out. And he's going to get a base hit with the outfield playing fairly deep. Runners at first and second for Steve-O, who hits a ball into the gap, and it's gone! A 3-run homer off Schlossberg. And the Hepcats take a 4-2 lead. 2 outs. That's a killer hit. Lawrence will now ground out 4-3, but the damage has been done. Steve-O, who is on fire now, as you can see, with a 3-run homer. So can California get back into this? And Unruly Diamonds gets a base hit to lead off the inning. So that'll bring up Morgan, who will be bunting. He bunts him over. Okay. Zen will now go with a runner in scoring position, and he's going to fly out the third baseman with a nice catch. There's a ball deep in the hole, but the third baseman gets there, and Daniels is out. Good play there by Azo. Schlossberg, still in the game. We'll get Thriller to fly out to left field. Dynasty, the catcher, will now ground out to the second baseman, McGillicuddy. Mantle, the left fielder, will strike out swinging. All right. We're heading into the bottom of the 7th with California down by 2, and they will get a Jolly will line out to second. New fan will strike out from Jose Jacobheimer Schmidt. Say that 3 times fast. And then McGillicuddy flies out to center. So that will bring us to the top of the 8th, where Mathers, the right fielder, will lead off for the Hepcats, who are up 2 runs. They'll be looking for insurance here. Biglet is in to pitch for the Firehawks, and he gives up a leadoff single. Azo will come up next, a third baseman, and will ground out into a double play. So that's a big boost there for Biglet. And now Garbanzo will fly out to left field. That'll bring us to the bottom of the 8th, where it's time to get moving for the Firehawks if they want to do something here. T1000 will fly out to left field. Archer will ground out to third, and Unruly Diamonds will strike out swinging on a pitch up and in. 4-2 still. The Hepcats looking for insurance runs here. We'll get a leadoff hit to center by Marcus. Steve-O will now move the runner over on a ground ball. Runner in scoring position for Lawrence, who will get a base hit, and no, they stop him. They'll corner the runners for Thriller, who will take a walk. Now the bases are loaded with 1 out with Dynasty up. Infield's in for the Firehawks, and they get the strikeout. Oh, they needed that. Now Mansell will go in. Bases loaded. They can play a regular defense, and Mansell strikes out looking. Wow, bases loaded. Big chance for Kansas City to blow that game open, but now the Firehawks are down to their final at-bats with Morgan, who will be facing Kevin Choate. Morgan grounds out to first base with the pitcher covering. Zen will now ground out to the shortstop, and the final out. Daniels is looking to keep this game going, and he'll weakly hit the ball, caught by third base. And the Firehawks lose at home to Kansas City 4-2 on the strength of the 3-run homer from the shortstop, Steve-O.
The Simmer curse is alive, ladies and gentlemen.
It is. Yeah, we talked about pitching, right? And Porkman kind of matched Schlossberg, who just gave up that 3-run homer. Both pitchers gave up, Schlossberg gave up 4 runs, Porkman gave up 2. And Don Marcus is your player of the game.
And the Lemurs pull even with a 4-2 victory. 37-37 on the year. 2 hits, 2 runs for Barry. 3 hits, 4 RBI for Javier Franco. Lycan will take the loss. McBobface the win. Krat the hold. Ishioka the save. And Diego Javier Franco is your player of the game. Yeah, 3 for 4 RBIs. Wheelers win at Brew City 8-2, 12 hits to 11. 2 hit, 4 RBI day for Otage. And man batting behind him, Reyes, 2 for 5 with a run and 3 RBI. It's a good recipe for success. 3 hits to Argent, but no runs, no RBIs. Fisher takes the win, Squirrel the loss, and Sebastian Otage is your player of the game. Dillo's top state college 5-4 in the top of the 10th here. It was a Joy single versus Bread. That didn't actually matter. It was the Ruiz home run versus blank space. But Joy almost evening things up in the bottom of the 10th. Got an honorable mention. 3 hits, 2 runs for Gordon. 3 hits, 2 runs for Bear. Pitching, no decision to the starters, force the blown save, Bread the win, man the save, blank space the loss. And Valorant Arcanum, your player of the game, 5.2 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts, and of course, no decision. Kingpins also needed extra innings to top the Flamingos, 5-3. 2-run home run in the top of the 10th, Kid off of Hyde. And we will highlight Kid, the 2-run home run. For Florida, the 1, 2, and 3 hitters each check in with 2 knocks. King, though, with 2 hits, 2 runs, and an RBI. No decision to the starters in an extra innings game. Crony will get the hold. Witt to Healy's will take the blown save. Yosh the win and Hyde the loss. Simikalis will be your player of the game. 5 innings, 1 earned, a strikeout. And we saw this one. Crabs double up the slots, 4-2, 10 hits to 3. 2 hits, RBI for Lutz. 2 hits, 2 RBI for Rye. Sahlberg will take the loss. Choi the win. DePotson the save. Junha Choi is your player of the game. Garfield excels in a 6-5 Vancouver win. 10 hits apiece. 2 errors for Vancouver, but they were still able to win it in the top of the 9th with the 3 runs they put up by Garfield in a 3-run home run against Atov. Out of the number 2 hole, he also had 2 other hits, 2 runs, and a strikeout. For OBX, a hit, a run, 2 RBI for Khan. That was the Outer Banks home run. No decision to Lothbrook or Sheets. It'll be a win for Wins, a save for Hadlock, and the loss for Atov. John Garfield, your player of the game. Toronto beats New York 5-4, 7 hits to 9. They did get out hit. 2 hits, 2 RBI, a run for Mills. 3 hits, a run, and RBI for Dion. Duck will take the win, Crawford the loss, Toussaint the save, Psyduck your player of the game, 6.2 innings, 4 earned runs, 6 strikeouts. Hooper neutralizes the Raptors. The Surge shut out the Raptors, winning 5-0. 2 hits for Allen. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, 2 hits, 2 RBI, a run for Taylor. 2-run shot off of Ovechkin. 6 innings pitched, 4 runs, 2 of them earned. Gets the loss. Hooper the win. He'll be your player of the game. 6.2 shutout innings, 10 strikeouts, and Deli Dendex just gave up 1 hit in relief. Which takes us to the Champions Conference. Apex bump off Toros 6-2. 10 hits to 8. 2-hit day for Jingleheimer Schmidt. 2-hit, 3 RBI day for Kyle. Stroh will take the loss. Rove the win. Shotani the hold. Judah the Jew is your player of the game. Space Rangers click a 5-4 win over the Sea Serpents. This one took 11 innings, and Lunar Base, it was a Allison Chains solo home run that won the game. It was also an Allison Chains run-scoring single that tied it in the 8th, so big game for Allison Chains. Let's see, a 3-hit day for Miss, multi-hit days for the first 4 batters, and the 5th batter with the 3 RBIs. You'd think they'd be able to get it done with all that, but they could not. Best Allison Chains with the 2 hits, the 2 RBI, and the run. Hit them where they mattered. No decision to your starters. James the hold, Bouchard the blown save, Bear version 2.0 the loss, Lightyear the win, Allegra Macarena your player of the game, 6.1 gave up 3, struck out 6. And the Scorpions spill the Demons 6-2, 3-run 8th inning for the Scorpions, and a 3-run 2nd inning, scored them in bunches. 3 hits, 2 RBIs, a run for Kuma. For the Demons, it's 3 hits, and RBI for Jackinson. Lebowski will take the win. Vader Page the loss. Jeffrey Lebowski, your player of the game, 8.1 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts. And last but not least on the sim day, New Orleans downs Nashville 8-5, 10 hits to 9, 0 errors to 1. 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBIs for both of Goo and Tulowitzki on New Orleans. For Nashville, 2 hits, an RBI, a walk, a run for Windsor. No decision to your starters. Tentacion will take the win, the blown save, LeBlanc the save, Crunk Jr. the loss, Jose 43 and a quarter is your player of the game. It was a big sim for Nola. Up to 11 wins, yes sir. Season high in the sim.
was that 3 or 4 wins they had today?
Let's see. I forget how you do this. We want Nola and then team schedule. I forget what day we started on. I think here. So 2 wins, 3 wins. Yeah. Hey, no matter how you shake it up, 3 wins. I think they went 3-3 though.
Right.
We'll go through your standings now. Things are interesting in the Legends East. Your division winners are looking in good shape. The Surge on a 9-game win streak now have a 6-game lead in the division. The Pathfinders a 19-game lead. So you can probably call the Legends West locked in with the Pathfinders winning it. But the wildcard gets more interesting. The Voyagers just 1 win above the Aviators for the last wildcard slot. And the Sloths are not out of it yet, although trending in the wrong direction. In the Champions, you have 3 teams over 50 wins. You have the Lunar Base Space Rangers, the Cancun Toros, and the Death Valley Scorpions. Scorpions with a great sim today, gaining some ground on the Toros, I think. Then the Demons 6 games up over the Stars. That's your postseason picture in the majors. Take a peek at the minors. Remember, divisions here don't matter, so we're just going to stick to this wild card thing. The only thing you want to look out for is who will get the buys, which looks like Firehawks and Wheelers at this point. For your playoff seeding, it is always a mess in the minors. The Flamingos, the only ones who look to be on the outside, looking in. Kingpins and Lemurs And Bears, all just a couple of games back. I guess 1 game for the Bears and the Lemurs, 3 games for the Kingpins. Certainly anything can happen here. And in fact, the Firehawks are only 3 games up following a not-so-great sim today. So this is by no means set in stone, and I would say all of this could change very quickly. There were 8 games, so 3 and 5. Well, I wanted to believe for them, Poe. I wanted to believe. We'll go ahead and start the upload. This is where I like to open the floor to chat, see how chat is doing. While I wait for chat, I usually talk about the real-life sports. Congrats to the Rangers. In my sports world, we're sad that Nicholas Backstrom is stepping away from the game of ice hockey. Sounds like his career may be done. Caps got walled today by Varlamov. That'll happen. Can I name the 5 franchises that have never won the World Series? Probably not.
Well, that's a question?
It is from the chat. I would say the Mariners never won it, right?
The Rockies haven't. Yeah, the Mariners. There's 2. Rockies, Mariners.
The Marlins did win, didn't they?
The Marlins have won, yeah. Several times.
Yeah. They've just been so bad recently.
The Padres have not.
Padres have not.
Pretty sure. So there's 3.
Someone said Rockies. Can't confirm or deny. Yeah. Couldn't tell you, but I believe it.
Yeah, no, yeah. So we got Rockies, Mariners, Padres. So now let's think American League. Well, the Angels have never won the World Series, right?
They did. They have in the early 2000s.
Yeah, that was it was the Angels Giants, right? And I was like, yeah, I hate both those teams. So yeah, see, I blocked that out of my head.
Yeah, the Rangers hadn't. The Rangers were the last Washington D.C. franchise to not win the World Series. The old Senators.
I don't know. Have the Brewers won?
And one team switched leagues.
Yeah, the Brewers then.
Yeah.
Haven't won. So there's 4, right? So we got 4. Can they confirm? Can the chat confirm that's 4? So we're missing 1, and it's going to be obvious. We just got to think.
Poe is saying it's the Rays.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Although they've been to 2 World Series, I do believe. And they did lose both. Yep, that was an easy one. But you think they've been pretty good. Make 2 World Series as an expansion team in the mid-90s.
Yep. And they seem to find their way in every year, just not quite able to get over the hump.
Yeah, well, they're the ultimate Moneyball team.
Absolutely.
So, no, good question in the chat there.
Let's see. In my fantasy football, looks like Derrick Henry is having a good night for the Titans.
Oh, I forget that it's Thursday. Yeah, I didn't even update my team. So, probably have a bunch of buys, and I'm probably screwed.
This is the worst team to win the World Series. Well, it's not the Nationals. I'll fight you on that.
The worst team to win a World Series? Well, I think record-wise, it would be this Rangers team, right? If you want to take, like, regular season. I want to say they said it was...
According to Poe, it's the 2006 Cardinals.
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw a headline...
Was that was Freeze, right? The year of the freeze?
Yeah. I saw it before the World Series started, they said whoever wins this World Series would be with the Cardinals for the least amount of wins. In a regular season for a World Series champion.
I know the Nats had like the worst bullpen ERA by any team to ever win the World Series in 2019.
Yeah, and so I guess the good news is the hot stove is already going.
Mm-hmm.
That's the great thing about baseball is, I mean, literally the next day. So if you check the news today, there's all kinds of guys getting placed on waivers, trades, contract extensions, all happening already. Yeah. Player options, like I'm seeing here that Jorge Soler is opt out of his deal with the Marlins.
Keep seeing the Orioles do stuff on the waiver wire. I mostly follow the Orioles and the Nats. The Nats' exciting news. Get ready to hear some Baby Shark because Gerardo Parra is our new first base coach.
I saw that, yeah. I guess another, I guess this was expected, but Domingo Germán was released by the Yankees today.
Oh, wow. Poe, I'm going to go with Arson Judge. He's the last Giant to hit 30 home runs. Oh, wait. Did Carlos Correa get to 30 home runs? I'm kind of just pooing on the Giants right now.
Let's see.
I want to say Buster Posey.
The last Giants guy to hit 30?
Yeah.
That's the question?
That's the question. I know Poe is a Giants fan. I want to say it's Buster Posey, but
they don't have a lot of power guys. So I'm a Dodgers fan, so I should know this question.
The only hot stove question, yeah, Nas got it. Where does Ohtani go? That's the only hot stove question. I feel like that's going to be hit ad nauseum all offseason.
Yeah, because the free agent market is pretty much trash this year. It's very bad.
I guess it is Bonds.
Really? Bonds is the last guy? That's crazy.
I feel like the Giants in the last few years, they've been doing a lot of like platooning and stuff, haven't they? They
do. Yeah, I was going to say.
Like a lot of platooning, which makes it really hard to get to 30.
They don't really have a lot of power guys, too. And that park is pretty tough with the wind.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to think maybe Sandoval, but he was not really a guy who could really reach 30. It's been a while for him, too. Well, that's a crazy trivia question. I like it.
Way too early World Series prediction. Be interesting. Yeah, I'd say it's it feels like a cop-out, but Atlanta or Houston.
Sure.
I'm interested to see what the Orioles do this offseason. I don't really see D'Angelo spending money like they should, but maybe I'll be surprised. The Orioles have a good young core if you could get some veterans in there to help guide the ship a little bit. I think the Orioles could make a deep run. Yep. Jackson Holiday.
I just seen this. This is, kind of. Nelson Cruz has announced his retirement.
Makes sense. He's 43? Something like that?
He'd be his 43 season, so he's played in the majors for a long time. I was just going to see what his career stats are. Not like a great player, but if you play for that long, that's an accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
Guy could flat out hit. Let's see here. For his career, he got over 2,000 hits. 464 home runs. So just shy of the 500 club if he'd have, right? Just like a lot of old players, the last couple years, he just broke down physically.
I wonder what's going to happen with Scherzer. His body seems to be quitting on him.
But he had let's see here. Cruz had 11 seasons where he had 22 or more home runs in a row.
I think he makes it, Poe. He's got like the name recognition.
Oh, you're talking Hall. You think he's possible?
I think he is. He's done a lot like outside of the game too. He does a lot for his community and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think the paradigm's going to have to change with like baseball being so numbers based. And like you said, with teams using analytics and platooning and stuff, you're going to have to think. Yeah, I think they started rewarding guys for longevity, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially
who's the guy who played
now,
in the
I feel
AL
like it's
for a
going to
long
be
time?
harder and harder.
Who? And I was like, well, that guy's not a Hall of Famer, but they put him in. Was it Harold Baines? Got in, I think. And I bet his numbers aren't too much different than Cruz's. Cruz has better numbers.
Yeah.
Look up old Harold Baines. I think he got in. I might be making that up. Yeah, he's in. So let's see. Harold Baines. Yeah, I mean, Harold Baines was just short of 3,000 hits, but Cruz had more home runs.
It's so hit or miss on who they decide to axe for the roid stuff, Poe.
And they both played. I mean, yeah. It says Raines was active from 1980 to 2001. That's crazy. So they both played into their 40s. But yeah, no, you make a good point on the roid stuff too. Like some people will have no chance to get in, but other guys, they're climbing up those lists year by year.
All right, index is updated. That is the correct day. Let me make the Discord announcement, and then I think we can close up shop.
Sounds good. Yeah, thank you everybody for joining us on another stream.
Thanks for signing up to co-host. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, we saw a lot of interesting stuff today. A lot of late inning meltdowns and a couple 9 RBI game and 8 RBI game from players. So yeah, I guess we should check this before, but do we know when is the next stream that people can check out?
Let's see. Where am I? Simming Discord. Simmer schedule. We're getting there. It looks like as of right now, it's written out to be AJ with Scud. It's a Saturday stream. It just says flexible, so you'll have to keep an eye out for the AJ posting to find out when the next stream is. I'll send it over to you for any parting shots.
No, as I said, thank you for driving the ship today, and thank you to everybody who participated in the chat and placed all those bets, which I know were a topic of conversation in the chat today for sure.
Absolutely. Thanks everyone for coming in. Thanks to the sim team, the mod team, the graphics team. Thanks for my co-host and HO and the GMs and everyone who makes the league possible. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and go ahead, do what it says on the left side of the screen. We'll catch you next time.